Raycom's Thursday night touchdowns opened with plenty of drama in week one. Huntsville senior Joel Shepard nailed a 28-yard field goal with 4 seconds left to lift the Panthers to a 22-21 victory over Mountain Brook. Celebrations were aplenty in the Rocket City, and tonight we move south, where two teams look to open region play in the win column. It's Shades Valley and Center Point next. Week number 3 brings us to Center Point, Alabama for Class 6A action as the Mounties of Shades Valley takes on the Eagles of Center Point. Welcome in, everybody, to Thursday Night Touchdowns. I'm Graham Dunn with Mike Peacock. Mike, the first 2 weeks matter. This one matters a little bit more.
It really does, Graham. This is region play, and this is important for both of these teams, and both of them want to get off to a good start.
You got star power all over the place tonight, but especially with Shades Valley, and you start with Keith Mixon.
Keith Mixon, a running back who'll be playing in the SEC next year. He's committed to Mississippi State, and he will definitely be the guy that Center Point's defense keeps an eye on all night.
The Eagles having to replace a lot of players, but one key guy is Sherman Starks. He had a special night last week in the opener.
That's right, Graham. He was the scoring for Center Point last week in their loss to Pleasant Grove. He ran in 1 touchdown and caught 2 passes for a couple of more scores to account for all 18 of his team's points. So he'll be a guy that Shades Valley will be keeping an eye on quite frequently.
The Eagles and Coach Benny Hall won the region last year. That was in 5A. They would love to get off to a great start tonight against the third-ranked Mounties of Shades Valley and Bill Smith. We'll have the kickoff coming up next. Stay tuned.
I'm Steve Savarese, Executive Director of the Alabama High School Athletic Association. Unfortunately, in our society, winning has come before everything. But if winning comes at the expense of good sportsmanship, then nothing is gained in the long run. Good sportsmanship is the result of a disciplined effort to respect yourself, your opponents, and to practice the golden rule. Always remember, good sports are winners.
2/3 of drivers who died in car crashes chose to ignore this warning. Seatbelts save lives. Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
If you're involved in a car crash where a driver's been drinking,
you're 4 times more likely to die.
more people die when it's DUI.
A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That changed my life.
At that moment, it hit me. This is why I joined the Guard. We're soldiers, always ready to protect our country. But we've also got communities. Family, friends, neighbors who count on us. I couldn't believe it. I just saved a life. Somebody from my hometown.
See what it means to be a citizen soldier at NationalGuard.com.
Derek, what's with the scrubs? Shh.
She's going for it. It's gonna work. She's going for the burger. Stand back, everyone. I'm a doctor. Look, I got it. I'm a doctor. I got it.
Jack, Jack, Jack for more.
Center Point and Shades Valley ready to kick off here as the start of the region play in Class 6A Region 6. The Eagles will kick off. And, Mike, these two programs, the two schools, not very far apart.
They're really not, Graham, but it's been quite a while since these two met on the football field. I think 1987 was the last time these schools played each other. And, of course, Center Point at that time was known as E.B. Irwin High School. So it's been a while, but the neighbors are getting back together.
With the new classifications coming out this year, it created this rivalry. Shades Valley in white, they will receive, and they're awaiting the kick of Zach Jones, number 30. As we've got a good crowd on hand here, as you might expect on this Thursday night touchdown. Glad you're with us. Urban Buchanan is deep for Shades Valley. It'll be a wobbly kick that will come down actually to the 20-yard line. Buchanan has it there. And he's got a seam as he cuts it across the middle and gets close to the 30-yard line where Shades Valley will set up shop. Mike, this offense for the Mounties, one of the best, not only in 6A, but in all of football.
Well, they're very talented, Graham, and you know, with Mixon in the backfield, a big play can happen at any time. And Center Point's going to have to be on their toes. They've only got 4 starters returning on defense, so Coach Benny Hall is looking to his defense to step up tonight.
And I believe we've already got a change at quarterback as number 12, Claude Newell, is the starter. So already one surprise for us here as we get underway, and right off the bat, Keith Mixon with his first carry for about 2 yards. Well, we were told there might be a change at quarterback, and we got it.
And we did, yeah. We were told that the normal quarterback for Shades Valley, Rashad Louie, might be a little bit banged up, might have something going on, and this might be a game that he was held out of, or at least saw limited timing.
So the first pass completion of the night goes to the near side. It is complete, but it might have actually lost a couple of yards as it loses 3 yards. So it'll be 3rd and 9 for the Mounties. Well, we'll see what this does for Coach Bill Smith at Shades Valley. I mean, you're taking a guy out of the lineup that's already throwing 63%, completing 63% of his passes. 3rd and long for Shades Valley. Looking deep downfield and caught near the 40, inside the 40, down to about the 35-yard line. And I checked the number. I believe that is number 23, Keith Mixon again.
That was Mixon. He got behind the defender, and the safety just could not get his shoulders turned to be able to see the football, and Mixon was able to make the reception for 34 yards.
So 1st and 10, first time inside Center Point territory. And the keeper by the quarterback, Newell, who is listed as a junior, 6'3", 195. They also list him as a running back here on our roster, so he's getting thrown into the fire a little bit here.
Absolutely, great size for him. We were told before the ball game that his coach thinks he's the best backup quarterback in the state of Alabama. So that's high praise from his head coach.
That would be Bill Smith in his 4th year here at Shades Valley. He helped his team, led his team to a 2nd place finish in the region last year. 2nd down. Mixon coming near side. He's looking to string it out and has no place to go. As the play made by number 4, Edwin Goldwaite. The quarterback came up to make the stop. It looked like he lost about 3 yards.
Excellent job by Goldwaite right there. He got off the block and got upfield, kept that play inside him, and then made a good open field tackle.
And that's not easy to do. Mixon, one of the toughest guys to bring down in the Birmingham area. So another 3rd and long. This didn't cause a problem for the new quarterback on the previous one. He threw it 30-plus yards. We'll see if he can get 11 here on 3rd down. 1 back set, 3 wide outs. Instead, they'll throw the screen. Mixon looking for somewhere to go, and he has no place to go. Gang tackled right at the original line of scrimmage, and we'll give credit to number 26, Wanya Blackman, with a stop, and it'll be a 4th down, and we'll see what Shades Valley decides to do.
Well, Coach Benny Hall, Graham, said that Wanya Hall would be a guy to keep your eye on all night, that he had great speed. And one thing he said about his team is he loves their team speed.
They will go for it here, or at least line up as though they will. On 4th and 10, kind of in that tweener area. Too far for a field goal, too short for a punt. 1 back set as Evan Buchanan is in the backfield. 3 wide outs to the near side. They'll throw the short pass and goes nowhere. And that will give the ball back to Center Point when we come back.
As your Alpha Insurance agent, I can help you customize a plan that'll save you money while still protecting your family.
Saving $10, $15, $20 a month makes a big difference for families.
We're able to give you a better product for a better price with better service.
I try to give the customers the kind of service that I want myself.
That has value. You can't get that online.
We have a great product, a great claim service, and it's a real value buy.
For the best agents in the business, call Alpha. Meet Pete and Paul, twins so much alike, friends call them Pete and repeat. But Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama treats them as individuals. Each gets a health insurance plan designed to meet his specific needs. One is a self-employed entrepreneur, the other working for a large company. After all, no two customers are alike, especially in Alabama. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama. We cover what matters. Find out how we can cover you.
If you have AT&T UVerse, a weird thing can happen when you turn on your HD TVs. Your UVerse internet connection will slow down, interrupt you. Not with Charter. With Charter, you get internet speeds of 30 megabits per second, 5 times faster than AT&T UVerse. So no matter how many TVs are on, your internet will never do that. Hey, AT&T, if you sell internet and TV together, shouldn't they work together better than this?
Well, Raycom Media would like to thank the Alabama Army National Guard for their participation in tonight's event and for supporting the closed captioning of this broadcast. Go to www.nationalguard/al.com for more information or call 1-800-GO-GUARD. Our first time to see the center point offense, 1st and 10 at about the 34. And right off the bat, we also see our first flag as coming to the near side is Sherman Starks, but we may get a hold on this play and it'll bring it back. Starks, the senior, as you mentioned at the start, 3 touchdowns last week, and I imagine we'll see a lot of him tonight.
I think so. I think that they'll put the ball in his hands quite a bit tonight, Graham. He is versatile. He runs out of the backfield. He can play the wide out spot, so you're going to see him both running and catching the football tonight from quarterback Keelan Knight.
Yep, Knight, also a college prospect. He's one of the top quarterbacks in the Metro Birmingham area, and you'll find out why as we go through. That was a holding call on center point, so a 10-yard penalty. So 1st and we'll call it 20. And another flag. Somebody on the interior moved early for the Eagles, and why don't I go ahead and give you those guys in the middle. They go right to left with Kadarius Hall at right tackle. Amari Frank is the right guard. Keen Williams is the center. Lehman Lewis at left guard. Eric Cunningham is the tackle on the left side. In the meantime, you've got Jalen Burrows split out wide. The tight end is Jacoby Blackman. And we've already mentioned Starks, who hands the handoff and gets minimal yardage. Might have got a yard, maybe 2. That's the other thing. We talk about the Shades Valley offense, but their defense is quite good as well.
It is, and it'll be a tough test tonight for center point to run the football and throw the football, because the defensive backfield for Shades Valley is quite tough as well. But Coach Benny Hall's got a sizable offensive line. He says they're not very tall, but they're wide bodies, and they're able to move people.
We'll see how much moving they do tonight on a 2nd and long. And caught in the backfield, and another loss for the Eagles. And we'll see where they spot it. But Knight had nowhere to go. And part of the problem that Coach Hall is having to deal with, he lost just about everybody off of last year's team.
Well, he lost 24 seniors last year, Graham, and he's got 22 seniors this year. So, you know, it's retooling pretty much every year with a new group. But his entire offensive line, he only has 2 starters back on the offensive side of the football, and I believe those are Starks and Keelan Knight. So everybody else is new out there.
3rd and 24. They'll throw the screen, and that one was nearly intercepted. It looked like Josh French got a hand on it, the linebacker, to knock it down, and that will mean a punting situation for the Eagles.
Well, Knight had 2 options on the screen right there. He had the middle screen set up, but he also had an outside screen with Starks to the right. Chose to go the middle route and just could not complete the pass.
Jones, the intended receiver, as they tried to set up the middle screen. So 4th and long, and a punting situation for center point. And we got another flag. Skylar Shanks back to punt. I've already lost count of the flags here on this series. That 3? That's 3 flags already in this first possession for center point. So Shanks will punt now inside his own end zone.
I'm trying to catch that number. Is that 81 or 91 that's punting? it's 81 is Jacoby Blackman. I can't tell.
Well, either way, it's going to go off the side of his foot and out of bounds at the 30-yard line. So Shades Valley will have it 1st and 10 at that spot.
Only 11 yards on that punt as it really came off the side of his foot and headed straight toward the sideline.
And you're right, that was Jacob Blackman, I beg your pardon, with that punt. So 1st and 10 for the Mounties. Set up with great field position on their second possession. Two-back set. And the handoff, trying to find running room, and so far Mixon hadn't had much.
He really hasn't. The interior line and linebackers of Center Point doing a good job on the run. You know, of course, their biggest play the first possession was that 34-yard pass. So we'll see what happens here. We'll see if Shades Valley opens the offense up and goes to the air a little bit more.
Again, it is Claude Newell on the field at quarterback for Shades Valley, replacing the starter Rashad Louis. Straight ahead again, and very little running room.
Graham, I think that snap surprised the quarterback.
We'll take a timeout. We'll be back to Center Point after this.
Hello, I'm Gene Solings.
And I'm Pat Dye.
You know, anytime you can get outdoors in Alabama and enjoy a day like this, it just makes you proud to be an American.
And speaking of being thankful, there's a program right here in Alabama called Forever Wild Land Trust that helps secure our public lands. So everybody has a place to go and get outdoors. Hey, don't just be proud of Alabama.
Get out and enjoy it. Forever Wild Land Trust.
At Baumhauer's, we're all about great sports, legendary food, and Southern pride. That's why we're serving up all your Southern favorites, like our tangy grilled fish salad, hot Bama brown, and our famous wings. And it wouldn't be the South if it didn't have a little kick, like a homemade gumbo and wild Gulf shrimp and grits. And don't forget our mouthwatering desserts like Bama Nana Pudding or strawberry shortcake. So call the gang and put a little South in your mouth.
Out of 89 Renaissance hotels in North America, the spa at the Renaissance Hotel in Montgomery was ranked #1 as of August 2014. Out of 358 Marriott hotels, the spa at the Marriott Shoals was ranked #1. 3 other spas on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail also rank in the top 7. Clearly, world-class golf and the best spas for 2014 are in Sweet Home, Alabama. Call 800 Marriott to find out more.
2014 marks the 75th year our state parks have served the people of Alabama. During this diamond anniversary, you'll discover special events to celebrate this milestone. Hey there, Bob Baumhauer here. Whether you like camping under the stars or staying at a resort lodge, the Alabama State Parks specialize in amazing family adventures. Let's make this the best year yet. We depend on our partners, and just like these folks here, you can be a partner too by supporting our state parks.
Visit our park today!
Well, it's early, but so far the Center Point Eagles done a pretty good job on Mixon, just 6 yards as another flag. This one will go against Shades Valley. I believe that is their first of the night, but obviously they're keying on it.
Absolutely, and who, you know, any coach in his right mind would key on Mixon with the headlines that he has coming in, and also the surprise at starting quarterback for Shades Valley tonight with Newell, the backup in there. That's going to put even more attention on Mixon and more of a bullseye on his back.
And it's pretty evident they are trying to keep things low-key, so to speak, as there's a pass over the middle complete. And I believe that is number 9, Brian Jenneret with a catch, the 6', 195-pound senior. A nice pass by the junior.
That's right, 11 yards on that play, and Newell found him right where he was supposed to be in that seam and got the first down.
So 1st and 10, ball resting at the 17 of Center Point, and another flag. Somebody on the left side moved this time, and it may have been the left tackle, which is Brandon Anderson. Let me give you the starters on the Shades Valley offense. I just mentioned Anderson at left tackle at 6'4", 270. Harvey Patton is the guard at 5'11", 300. Ryan Lacey is the center, 5'10", 230. And then Jamie Allen and Josh Williams make up the right side at guard and tackle, respectively. 1st and 15 from the 22. Option play. Mixon again trying to string it outside, nothing doing. First one to hit him was Wanya Blackman. That's the second time we've called his name already here in the first quarter.
Well, Wanya Blackman, Graham, was in on 13 tackles last week, 6 solos, 7 assists, and watch the closing speed right here. They're not going to let Mixon get outside. And a good job by the center point defense once again right there to get a stop.
Antonio Raleigh also over there, number 7. So a second and long. We're in the first quarter, no score. Taking under or close to 4.5 to play. The Mounties in white. Center point wearing black unis tonight. Throw over the middle again, and a nice tip. Incomplete. I believe Zach Jones is the one that got his hands on the football to knock it away, and it'll be third down.
So you're going to see Zach Jones right here, and Coach Benny Hall told me that Zach Jones is all over the field. He said he's not the biggest guy at linebacker, but he just has a knack for being in the right spot and making a play, and he was Johnny on the spot one more time right there.
And that puts the Mounties in another third and long. Third time, double digits yardage needed on third down. But they've also completed passes on both of those as well. Pass over the middle. Middle screen, Mixon. Look at the speed, touchdown.
There's the speed from Mixon on that play. He caught the ball, shifted gears, and no one was going to catch him as he raced into the end zone.
So Mixon with a touchdown, the first of the night. And again, your quarterback filling in, doing a good job.
Absolutely. Graham, I believe they caught center point in a blitz right there, and it was a perfect call on the little screen pass, a little underneath screen. And Mixon just used his speed right there, and everybody can see why he's an SEC commit for next year.
Andrew Van Winkle with the extra point attempt is good. And Shades Valley draws first blood, 7-0. With 4:05 left to play in the first quarter.
Here's a look at the touchdown play again. You see a lot of black shirts in the backfield and not too many in the secondary right there. And Mixon just turned on the jets as soon as he caught the football and raced into the end zone.
And let's give credit to Newell and also his offensive coaches that they're using the short pass, letting him get comfortable with the situation. And that one worked into a big play. 5 plays on that drive. They go 30 yards, 2:22 the time of the drive.
And that was set up again by the punt off the side of the foot that gave the Mounties good field position, so only a 30-yard field that time for their offense, and they took advantage.
Actually, they had to move back a little bit because of some penalties. So I know it goes in the books as a 30-yard drive, but it was really closer to 40. So Van Winkle to kick, wearing yellow shoes. From the 2. Thrash hit at the 15, and that's it. So once again, center point starts to drive deep in its own territory. They'll mark him down at the 16-yard line. Now, if you're the Eagles, you need a sustained drive. Let's get some first downs. You went the wrong way on the last possession.
Right. You need to start a drive right here without penalties. The first play from scrimmage, the last drive, they got a holding penalty, backed them up. Then they got a couple of more procedure penalties. So Coach Benny Hall right here would like to see his offense get some positive yards.
Knight, the quarterback. Jones with him on 1st and 10. They'll try the screen over the middle, or the slant, I should say. It's incomplete. It went through the hands of Jacoby Blackman. It'll be 2nd and 10. And that's not a negative play on the stat sheet, but in a way it is, because you need yardage on first down.
Right. You want to try to start a drive with a positive play, and they might have had something there. If the completion could have been made, it would have been a good play, but you really want to start with a positive play.
And, let's just say this. It's on television, maybe a few jitters, you never know. They know a lot of folks watching tonight from all over across the state. 2nd and 10 as the Buck sweep will net a couple of yards. There's a positive play for the Eagles. And it looked like Arrington with a carry. He got about 4 yards. It'll be 3rd and 6.
Arrington had 47 yards on 8 carries last week against Pleasant Grove, and Coach Hall said he was a guy who would carry the football quite a bit. He said he kind of flies under the radar. He's a guy that not a lot of people know about, but he's a good running back.
3 wide outs, right side on 3rd and 6, and in trouble. And Knight can't get out of the grasp of the defender. He'll lose back to about the 15-yard line.
And Graham, I believe that was number 28 for Shades Valley.
I believe you're right, Josh French.
Josh French on the sack right there. And once again, a 4th down, and Jacoby Blackman this time will try to get a punt off and flip the field a little bit for center point.
And he's standing practically at the same spot he launched the last punt. So he'll try to send this one a bit deeper. Too deep for Shades Valley to return it. Mounties don't even put up a rush, and this one a little farther but not much. And Mixon will take it down at about the 37-yard line. A 21-yard punt. That one about, what, 7 or 8 yards further than the last one.
10 yards further than the last one. I think the last one netted 11 yards. So a little better, but still really good starting field position for Shades Valley.
And you knew going in, Coach Hall wanted to play on this end, as I point down on the far end of the field. They
Absolutely.
would prefer to be down here, at least early on, to give his defense a chance. And they have. He's been taking some chances, especially sending his linebackers, and that's what happened on that touchdown. So 1st and 10, and I believe we've got a new quarterback, and it is the original starter, Rashad Louie. So he does play tonight. He comes in on the 3rd possession, and they promptly pick up about 6 yards. Louie's got great numbers. Already 58 touchdown passes in his career.
Wow, that is solid from the quarterback position, and you can see why he's drawing some attention.
2nd and 6. Ball resting at the center point, 27. Clock is moving, 2 minutes and change. Sidearm pass complete, and then falling down, trying to cut, is Evan Buchanan. He'll pick up a 1st down, but he might have gotten further had he kept his feet.
That's true, and that was kind of reminiscent of a real Brett Favre pass there, Graham, as he kind of sidearms that thing, flips it out there. Perfect pass, and if he holds his footing right here, he might get a few more yards.
So a 1st down play, 1st and 10 at the 24. Let's make it the 23 for the Mounties, already up 7-0. Man in motion. And the whoopee pass, Mixon. He'll get inside the 15, still running across the 10, down to the 5. Hard running by Keith Mixon. We'll give the tackle to Zach Jones, but not before another 1st down for the Mounties.
Well, and Graham, you know, you're seeing something out of Mixon here. You're seeing his versatility. That was an 11 yards after the catch right there, and look how many tackles he broke as he got down inside the 5-yard line, or right to the 5-yard line.
One of my favorite new terms of football, yak. 1st and goal at the 5. Flag is down. Caught is made in the end zone for a touchdown, but this one may come back. The umpire threw it, and I believe it'll be holding, and that is the call against Shades Valley.
Grant, you're noticing something out of Mixon here. Shades Valley started to use him out of the backfield or out of a slot position and get him in motion so that when he touches the football, he is in motion and he can use his speed. And we've seen it a couple of times already. First on the touchdown play, and then that last play where he had a head of steam built up, broke about 3 or 4 tackles getting down to the 5-yard line.
So now 1st and goal at the 21. That was basically an 11-yard, make it a 15-yard penalty. Again, in high school football, holding calls are marked from the spot of the foul, not the original line of scrimmage. So a big one there. But that hasn't stopped Shades Valley yet. They have been able to put a lot of yardage up on a big play, and as I say that, they're right back down to the 5-yard line. Another catch, Louie, this time to A.J. Conwell, his 1st catch of the night. And it'll be 2nd and goal at the 5. Boy, that slant pattern working pretty well right now.
It has been open almost every time. And you got Mixon over here to the right in the slot as they go to the trips formation again.
And Louie that time kept it. And he got about 1, maybe 2. Almost made the handoff to Buchanan. Instead, kept it and cut it inside for a yard. So it'll be 3rd down and goal at the 3. But again, back to the slant pattern. May see it again here.
May see it, absolutely. It has been there every time, and you're quite possibly going to see it here again. But they did send in some size that time. They are 3 of 4 now on 3rd down.
They'll run left. Mixon trying to get the corner. No problem. Touchdown, Shades Valley.
Centerpoint did a good job of stopping up the middle right there, but Mixon was able to bump it outside and won the foot race to the pylon over there for the score.
It's almost like he sucked everybody inside, and there was nobody outside. The corners had pinched, and there goes Mr. Mixon. So the 3-yard run makes it 13-0. 10 seconds on the first quarter clock. Van Winkle will kick. A wobbly one that goes through the uprights. And 14-0 now, Mounties. So a great start for Shades Valley. Not so much Centerpoint. They got to get something going offensively.
Well, the key so far for Centerpoint, Graham, has been field position. They've been pinned back both times they've had the football, and they've gone negatively, either with penalty or with a play from Shades Valley. So it's going to be tough going if they don't get something going on the offensive side of the ball.
7 plays, 37 yards, 239 on the drive. So another plus field for Shades Valley and another touchdown. And I want to go back to the punting, and again, I don't want to hold it all on him because the offense for the Eagles just haven't been able to get out of that hole. But even if you don't score, you got to get out of your end of the field.
Minus 14 yards, 7 plays for Centerpoint. And you know, even with your punter, you put a lot of pressure on your punter when you put him with his heels at his goal line. And he tries to get that ball off quick because he doesn't want to get the rush and get a block punt for a score. And it's a little added pressure. They just need to get some breathing room on the offensive side of the ball. A good kick return right here would do wonders.
Van Winkle again to kick. And this one's a line drive. It is returnable. Bringing it back up the middle. Starks looking for somewhere to go. He will get out of bounds at the 25. Not bad. Better than what they've had, a 19-yard return.
And you're right, Graham. This is going to be the best field position that they've had so far in the contest.
That is the end of the first quarter. A good one for Shades Valley. They lead at 14-0.
Why Long Lewis sells more Fords than anyone in Central Alabama? It must be the price. So we clearly mark every vehicle with your best price right up front. There you go, plain and simple. I'm Jeff Cook from Alabama for Long Lewis Ford Lincoln, Highway 150 in Hoover.
Children's of Alabama has been taking care of kids across our state for over 100 years. The opening of the Benjamin Russell Hospital for Children allows even more patient care. It leads the country in technology and innovation, including 17 state-of-the-art operating rooms, an expanded imaging center, and the Bruno Pediatric Heart Center, just to name a few. Children provides the highest level of care in a loving, comforting environment. I hope that you or anyone in your family never needs to be a patient, but if they do, Children's is here for you.
You were involved in an auto accident and it wasn't your fault. When you don't know where to turn, reach for the helpful expert hands of Wettermark Keith.
The reason you want to hire our law firm is because your case matters.
You have a friend in Wettermark Keith, someone to stand by you to fight for the compensation you deserve.
We have a simple formula. We investigate it, we prepare it, we pursue it, and we win it.
Call Wettermark Keith because your case matters. WKFirm.com.
What is it about UWA? Is it the beauty of her campus? The feeling of being just the right size? World class, without classes big enough for the world? Is it the warmth of her people? They say there's something about this place. Maybe it's because this place feels like home. On campus or online, the University of West Alabama.
Hi, I'm Jeff Cook from Alabama. Did you know that Long Lewis has won more awards for customer satisfaction than any Ford dealer in the nation? Now that's a Dixieland delight. Long Lewis Ford Lincoln on Highway 150 in Hoover.
Well, Keelan Knight and the Center Point offense trying to get something going here on 1st and 10. They've got it as we start the second quarter, trailing 14-0. And they'll try the screen pass to the near side. That's a positive play. It'll pick up about 10, 12 yards. Cheston Jones with a reception and the first down of the night for the Eagles. And as we stop there, let's go down to the field, meet our third member of tonight's crew, Michael Llewellyn.
Thank you very much. I am with Principal Van Phillips of Center Point High School. You've been principal now for 10 years in this area.
10 years in this area, about almost 25 years total, so we've enjoyed it.
But a lot has gone on in the last 10 years. A lot has gone on over here 10 years. I was brought over here from Minor High School. We had severe problems at the old former Irwin High School, and I was given the task to turn the school around, and they were going to close the school. And God came in and helped us be able to get the school turned around. Went from a 49% grad rate in 2004 to an 85% grad rate in 2012. Our scholarship dollars went from $390,000. We had over $5 million in scholarship offers last year. Dropout rate went from 25% to less than 7%. So the community bought into the program here. The city council, the mayor of Center Point, Dr. Tom Henderson, all of our parents, everybody decided to get behind this school. And we saved the school, we saved our community. Well, that's fantastic. And you attribute it to that kind of teamwork. What do you attribute that kind of success that you've enjoyed?
Well, I think we contribute with overall teamwork. The city, the community, the churches, all the business leaders in the community saying that we can save Center Point, and we saved Center Point.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And just so you know, the hospitality we've had getting prepared for this event and being here tonight, we appreciate it very much. Your staff has been
we appreciate you. Thank you very much. If we can do anything to assist you while you stay the rest of this night, we'd be more than glad to do that.
I'm not surprised. Thank you very much,
yes,
Principal
sir.
Phillips. Back to you, Graham.
All right, Michael, thank you. And by the way, if we can come back and have that skyline that we had watching that sunset tonight.
That was great. That was great.
That was amazing. I was just saying to y'all that my wife would have been in heaven had she seen that. While you were away, a couple of first downs for Center Point, starting to get the offense going here. Now 2nd and 10, and coming near side and getting about 9 yards as he makes the turn here. I believe that's Jones, number 5, with a run of about 9. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Well, a little renewed enthusiasm on offense for Center Point this time. They were helped by a penalty to get in position for their second first down of this drive, but they are looking much, much better on the offensive side of the ball this drive.
Jones just a sophomore. 3rd and 1. This is what we talked about, a sustained drive, and now on the plus side of the field. Knight will work in shotgun most of the night. Plenty of running room for Jones. He's got the first down inside the 40 down to close to the 36-yard line.
A tough run right there for Jones. He's going to put his head down and just kind of bowl into the defender, get a couple extra yards on this play as a solid run from number 5.
C.J. Toney with a tackle, but not before. First down number 3 for Center Point on this drive. We're in the second quarter. Keith Mixon already 2 touchdowns tonight. Slant pattern, and the receiver wasn't looking. That was intended for Blackman. And he was just about ready to turn around, but the ball was there a little too soon.
It's the second time tonight that Blackman's not been quite ready for a reception. You remember on the first possession, he had one almost the same play, do the same thing. He's just got to get his head turned a little quicker, and they're going to be okay with that play.
His teammates on the sideline saying, hey, keep your head up. We're going to need you later. 2nd and 10. 2-back set this time. Knight. And another flag. The flags be a flying on Thursday night.
And this one will go against Center Point.
False start against the Eagles. Somebody on the interior part of that line with a penalty. So it'll be 2nd and 15. Ball at the 42 of Shades Valley. 4 now for 25 yards. It's something we failed to mention on that first drive. They had about 20 yards in penalties, it seemed like, on that first drive. And that one too far out of the reach of the intended receiver, Arrington. So now a 3rd and long, 3rd and 15. And this is what they've been wanting to avoid. And when they have had 3rd and long, they haven't been able to convert.
Well, Graham, and on that particular play right there, if Knight can get that in the hands of Arrington, Arrington might have been able to get some daylight on that left side over there. But the pass was just, he threw it a little too quick. and Arrington not quite ready to make the reception.
This time the handoff, tough running, and down at about the 35, nowhere near the necessary yardage for the first down is Jones. So, but more than likely you'll go for it here on 4th down. Just inside the 36. They're going to need the 27 for a first down.
Graham, Cheston Jones listed at 5'9", 180 pounds, and he's running about like a 230-pound runner now. He is not afraid of contact when he's got the ball in his hands.
4th down, center point. Looking to throw. Knight being chased. Out of trouble. Throws it downfield. Incomplete. And no flag. Good defense by the Shades Valley secondary. And we've got a timeout. 14-0. It's Shades Valley on top.
I am Deborah Mitchell, a registered nurse and an attorney. At Grossman Law Firm, we practice Social Security Disability Law and only Social Security Disability Law. We have the medical and legal expertise to help you win your claim. Give us a call today and let us help you.
Meet Pete and Paul, twins so much alike, friends call them Pete and Repeat. But Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama treats them as individuals. Each gets a health insurance plan designed to meet his specific needs. One is a self-employed entrepreneur, the other working for a large company. After all, no two customers are alike, especially in Alabama. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama. We cover what matters. Find out how we can cover you.
This is Dr. Daniel Smith. He's an expert in domestic and international economics. But his proudest achievement is connecting with his students and helping them accomplish more than they ever thought possible. That's the warrior spirit, and it's alive and well at Troy University. Feel it at troy.edu/spirit.
I am Deborah Mitchell, a registered nurse and an attorney. At Grossman Law Firm, we practice Social Security Disability Law and only Social Security Disability Law. We have the medical and legal expertise to help you win your claim. Give us a call today and let us help you.
Well, did you know that distracted driving is now the leading cause of all car crashes? One text or call can wreck it all, so keep your eyes on the road. Don't text and drive. A message from the Alabama Department of Transportation reminding you to drive safe, Alabama. 8:56 to go first half. 1st and 10 Shades Valley. They lead at 14-0. And back to the other quarterback. There's a deep pass downfield, complete near the 30, inside the 30, down to about the 24. As I check my list, I believe that's number 24 with a catch. And that is A.J. Conwell.
Yeah, he had just a step on his defender, but Newell back in at quarterback, and a perfectly delivered pass right there by the junior backup quarterback.
37 yards on the completion. 1st and 10 back in center point territory. And there's one of the first misses of the night for Shades Valley. As that one off the hands of the intended receiver, Brian Jenneret.
Just a little bit behind Jenneret right there, but again, Graham, that slant pass was wide open.
Yep. So we've seen the 2 quarterback system for Shades Valley tonight. Coach Bill Smith. 2nd and 10, and what a hole up the middle, and a touchdown. Touchdown Shades Valley, as number 3 Antonio Johnson, let me back up. That is Evan Buchanan with a touchdown and a 20-0 lead for Shades Valley.
Well, Evan Buchanan, the fullback, doesn't get near as many carries in this offense as does a Mixon, but he made the most of that one as he exploded through the hole and was untouched to the end zone.
Got to give credit to Ryan Lacey, Jamie Allen, Harvey Patton. They opened up a hole that I think you could have run through, Mike.
I think so.
That kick no good. And so a 20-0 lead for Shades Valley. And they're finding all kind of holes in that center point defense right now.
They are.
Something that the Eagles need to do something about.
Well, and Coach Benny Hall, Graham, was a little bit concerned because he is so inexperienced on both sides of the football. Only 4 starters back on defense. most of those at the linebacker spot. So a lot of his defensive line is young and inexperienced. And, you know, I think one of the best quotes he had talking to me is, we've got to get a lot of guys ready to play on Thursday and Friday nights instead of on Monday nights. And, of course, Monday nights is the JV team's normal night to play. So he's got a lot of guys coming up from JV, and he's, you know, his biggest concern, and he thinks his team's biggest weakness is their inexperience.
And on the other side, can't say enough about Claude Newell.
Oh, yeah.
Started the ball game for the Mounties, and he's now set them up with a touchdown on that last possession, and that included a big pass play.
It did, and a perfectly thrown ball, and you're starting to see why his coach Bill Smith thinks he's the best backup quarterback in the state of Alabama.
So Van Winkle will kick it again as he counts his special teams, and they don't have enough out, so they run one more out with C.J. Toney. Starks is deep for the Eagles, who opened the season last week with a tough loss at Pleasant Grove. High end over end kick that Starks will take. It is 6. It's a little bit of a seam and then cuts it outside. And a nice open field tackle near the 25-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Center Point. Anthony Riggs with the tackle. So we'll see if the Eagles can duplicate. They had a nice little drive going on that last possession, and a penalty kind of mixed things up.
It did, and you know, they throwing the football, they weren't very sharp on that last drive. They're going to have to clean that up a little bit, but running the football, they looked pretty good the last possession.
They'll try the fullback on 1st and 10, and that might have gotten a yard, as Jones actually lined up on the front end there of that I-back set. So 2nd and 9 coming up, and again, we really haven't mentioned him yet, but Daron Payne in the middle. He's a load.
He is
6'3", 330, and he's got everybody in the SEC and every other team looking at him.
He is a big guy and tough to move.
He showed it there with the tackle. 2nd and 9. Knight to throw over the middle. Got a man and complete. Blackman didn't drop that one. 1st down, Center Point.
Well, exactly what you were just saying, Graham, right there. Last drive, I remember you said his teammates were picking him up and said, listen, we're going to need you. And right here, good vision, sees the ball, looks it in, makes a great catch over the middle for a 1st down.
19 yards on the play. 1st and 10 at the 30, or excuse me, make it 43. One back set, 2 wide outs either side. Jones again skips past one tackler and gets a couple. Brought down at the 45. That was Lil Maine Patterson with a tackle. And yes, his name is Lil Maine, Lilmaine.
Okay.
I was not given an explanation, but that's okay. He was the 2nd leading tackler last year. And he's small, but kind of like what you were talking about with one of the Center Point players. Is Knight's in trouble going down way back at the 30.
Boy, they had a couple of guys that came through the middle right there, Graham, as the defensive line did its job. They brought a couple of linebackers. A 13-yard loss right there. As Kerrion Peoples was the first guy to get through and put the most pressure.
So the ball back to the 30-yard line. And it'll be 3rd, and we'll call it Roebuck. Again, 4 wide outs, 2 to each side. And they set up the middle screen, and they throw it over the head of Jones.
Oh, it's picked off.
It was intercepted. There's a flag down, and running it back and inside the 10 down to the 5, and another flag comes in. Josh French with the interception, but let's wait and see what we have as far as the penalties are concerned, and we've got 2 of them. That was a 32-yard return.
See what happened on the first call there. The ball bounced around like a pinball, Graham, and all of a sudden it ended up in the Shades Valley player's hands before it ever touched the ground. You and I both thought it was incomplete there for a second, and then all of a sudden it's being returned.
Now here's an interesting situation. You had penalties, 1 pre-possession change one post-possession change. And quite frankly, it's a matter of if one team decides to decline the penalty and the other one takes it, it counts.
Right.
So we'll see how the two teams do this, or it could be offsetting. Well, doesn't matter. It's going to go against Center Point. In fact, both of them against Center Point. The first one was before the interception. That was ineligible downfield, and then a horse collar on the return. So Shades Valley is set up once again inside Center Point territory, and it looks like it'll be about the 3 or the 4 yard line.
Well, and I've noticed this so far tonight, Graham. Keelan Knight is having a little bit of problem letting the ball stay high out of his hands. He's been high on about 3 or 4 different passes tonight, and a couple of times on that screen pass over the middle, he's been just a little too tall for his receivers. And that one right there somehow ended up in the hands of a Mountie player, and it's returned inside the 5.
Looks like Louis back at quarterback for Shades Valley. They've alternated with Louis and Newell. Right now it is the regular starter. 1st and goal at the 2. They'll throw it in the end zone, wide open. That is a touchdown. 2-yard pass to Darren Payne, and it's 26-0.
Big Darren Payne gets a touchdown here for the Mounties.
He was all by his lonesome.
And I tell you, that's got to be a thrill for the big guy, because I'm going to assume that him being listed as a defensive tackle, he doesn't get too many opportunities to catch the football. So,
and you know what? He doesn't have to wait for the weekend to brag on his touchdown at school tomorrow. He can go tomorrow and enjoy the throw.
That's right. I was on TV.
Timeout on the field. It's all Shades Valley. 5:50 left.
Two-thirds of drivers who died in car crashes chose to ignore this warning. Seatbelts save lives. Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
If you're involved in a car crash where a driver's been drinking,
you're 4 times more likely to die.
More people die when it's DUI.
A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
Derek, what's with the scrubs? Shh.
She's going for it. It's gonna work. She's going for the burger. Stand back, everyone. I'm the doctor. Look, I got it. I got it.
Jack, 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 for more, more, more.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That changed my life.
At that moment, it hit me. This is why I joined the Guard. We're soldiers, always ready to protect our country. But we've also got communities. Family, friends, neighbors who count on us. I couldn't believe it. I just saved a life to somebody from my hometown.
See what it means to be a citizen soldier at NationalGuard.com.
This week, we'll show you how to try your hand at striking it rich or just rolling a strike. Our story should make quite a splash because, as they say up on Smith Lake, you only live once. And since you only live once, why not spend some of your time making cookies? We'll show you how they bake them Selma Good down in Dallas County. Then we swing open the vault for a visit with a Navy vet who did her work in secret without ever going to sea. It's no secret. We want you to join us for Absolutely Alabama.
Well, it's all Shades Valley here in the first half. A 27-0 lead. And, Mike, we've tried to figure out what Center Point needs to do. They're making small steps, but they need to make some a little bit bigger here in this next possession.
Well, you know, some good medicine, Graham, would be a big play right here. They need to reel off some yards and get something really positive going. They've taken strides on offense to get better, and they've gotten better, but they just need to start moving the football, and they need something good to happen.
Starks, again, the deep man, and he'll get this kick, or will he? Nope, actually it'll come down at the 2. And taking it the other way is Eric Thrash. He's got running room, crossing midfield. He'll get inside the 40 down to the 35. Well, Johnny on the spot, Mr. Mike. That was a nice call and a good start for Center Point.
Well, if I'd known that's all they needed, I would have asked sooner. I mean, it's they needed something good to happen, so this is going to be a positive thing here. A 63-yard return right there by Eric Thrash, and Center Point really needed that.
So 1st and 10 at the 34 of Shades Valley. They've had some positive plays. In fact, the last couple of possessions, they have been able to move the football, not able to do it consistently, and now they will take a timeout before they can get this possession started. It comes with 5:30 remaining in the first half. So as we look forward, you've got positive plays in your pocket. You need to pull them out now, because I really feel like a touchdown is going to make a huge difference, at least for your psyche.
Oh, absolutely. It would do wonders.
Reminder, join us next Thursday. More Thursday night touchdowns. Coleman welcomes Florence. The game can be seen on the air, online, on your mobile phone. Go to www.pathtotheplayoffs.com for details, and we'll see you next Thursday night. Looking forward to that one. Florence, one of the top teams in the state in 6A, as we've seen, number 8 in the state. Coleman, not bad either. They've got great tradition. 1st and 10, and a running play to start as the pile stops at the 30.
A
scrum will end, yes.
And that was, I believe, Brandon Arrington there with the carry.
Yep. I believe you're right.
For Center Point.
And Dennis Riggs with the tackle, or at least he was in there on it. So was everybody else, for that matter.
Coach Benny Hall told me that Brandon Arrington did not mind running in the middle, said he's not a really big guy, but he absolutely does not mind contact and does not mind running in the middle, and right there he proved it.
Tanner Hinton splits left. On 2nd and long, pass over the middle, and another tough play as Blackman cannot handle the pass.
Well, Graham, I believe somebody at the line may have got a hand on that ball, because it looked like it changed rotation as it crossed the line of scrimmage, and it was just a little bit behind Jacoby Blackman. Let's see here on the replay. Nope, no tip there. It was just a little bit behind the receiver, Jacoby Blackman. Blackman is a great story, Graham. He was in a car accident just prior to last season, missed the entire season, stayed around the team. Coach Benny Hall very proud of him for coming back, and he's got the starting role this year.
So a 3rd and 7, and the handoff to Jones, and he'll get pushed back after a gain of about, well, we'll call it 2. So it'll be 3rd and looks like 5 for the Eagles. Actually, it should be 4th down, should it not? It is 4th down. They've got 2nd down on the box across the way, and I thought maybe I'd missed something there.
They flipped it the wrong way, wrong direction, I believe. But, hey, Graham, I'm impressed with the running backs for Center Point. Both guys, Arrington and Jones, not afraid to stick their face in there and get extra yardage and do what it takes. They are tough runners, and they are going hard right now for the Eagles.
Arrington goes in motion, and now we've got a whistle.
I think that was a snap infraction there. No, nope. They called timeout.
That'll be timeout taken by Center Point. 2nd one on this possession. So a key play here as they have it 4th down, and we'll call it 6 at the 34. Of course, we mentioned next week we're going to have the Coleman game with what I think is one of the better teams, I won't say the favorites, I hate to do that, but Florence. And, then in a couple of weeks we got 2 more small schools down in South Alabama with Washington County and Sweetwater. We're really getting into what is not necessarily playoff mode, but you got to start winning these games because of the county and the region.
Well, everything starts to have implications as you go forward, and no team wants to get behind the 8 ball early. They want to have success, and they want to build on that success, and we got some good games coming up.
4th down, Center Point. That one is going to come back. I think maybe the center, a little late on the snap. Everybody moved but him. So now you've got 4th and 9.
I think that's That's 2 plays in a row. I think the same thing was happening on the last play, but they got the timeout before the penalty was called. And this time everybody kind of moved on the snap count, and the ball was not there. So got to get that communication straightened out.
The Eagles will still go for it now on 4th and 10 at the 34, trailing 27-0. They'll throw it to the left side, complete, and I believe enough for the first down. And struggling to get Blackman down, but not before. I believe he picked up the first down. We'll check the measurement. We won't have to because they're moving the sticks.
And that was, instead of 81, that was Marcus Drakes there, Graham, who caught that pass. And a nice reception. Got a couple of more yards after the catch to get the first down.
So a big play on 4th down for Center Point. They keep the drive going. Now at the 23 of Shades Valley, 1st and 10. Jones,
flag.
Left side, flag is down.
Came out on the far sideline over there. I'm not sure what.
And we've got a sideline warning. I'm not sure who. I believe it might be against Shades Valley. They do not mark off any type of penalty, at least not on the first one. They will on the second,
right,
if that warning is issued again. But apparently the play counted. So 2nd and 10, no gain for Jones on 1st down. Knight at quarterback. Clock is moving under 3 minutes. Looking to throw in the flat, complete. And slipping down at the 13. As the catch was made by Johnson, Antonio Johnson, with his first catch of the night.
And Graham, that's the second player we've seen slip in that part of the field. I don't know if there's some wetness down there or not, but his feet came out from under, and on this right side of the field over here, we saw that earlier. I think one of the Shades Valley players in around the same area lost his footing, so might be something to keep an eye on.
Ball is on the near hash mark. They need a yard, does Center Point, and they try the slant pattern, and it's incomplete.
Good defense right there by Alvin Gordon, as he got just enough of the football to keep that from being completed.
Marquise Drakes was the intended receiver. So now 4th and 1 for Center Point, trailing 27-0. Shade over 2 minutes to play in the first half. They've converted 1 4th down already on this possession. This time Knight will take it himself to the right side, and I think he got enough.
I think he did. He
following Codarius Hall
off
on that right side. It'll be a first down for Center Point.
He bounced off the initial contact. The initial contact might have gotten him short. Now we've got a little extracurriculars going on out here. Not something we wanted to see.
I wonder if Coach Hall, that's trying to get his players to move back. There was a flag thrown.
The officials are going to talk here and see, try to determine what went on. But at the center of that for Shades Valley was big Darren Payne. And
they're going to call it against Shades Valley.
They are.
15 yards. So not your, I'll say, typical. There's nothing typical about something like that. But normally when you have teams going at it, post-play, usually call it on both sides, but not the case in this one. And Bill Smith needs an explanation across the way.
He does. He's not happy about it, but as you would expect, because this gives Center Point great field position and great scoring opportunity inside the 10.
Ball with the 6, first down. Knight chasing, throws it away, and that might be grounding. Yep, there comes the flag. There is no box in high school football. There's no place where you can escape and throw the ball away, unlike college and pro, and that was the case there.
And Knight pleading his case that he had a receiver, but the receiver was about 10 yards toward the end zone, and he was not really in the vicinity of where he threw that football.
And the official has the right to say it looks like he's trying to escape a tackle, which, as we know, it usually is the case. But
Absolutely.
in this one, he
Definitely.
threw it nowhere near trying to escape the pass rush. So now 2nd and goal, a loss of down on the play as well. Now at the 28.
This is the 11th play of this drive coming for Center Point.
And they got a long way to go for pay dirt. 2-back set. First time we've seen Knight under center. He will fade the pass. In trouble. Payne's got him at the 40. Jared Payne with his first sack. And that'll be a loss of about 12.
Actually, I believe, Graham, that was Quintarius Ward on that play, 95 instead of 94. And 94 is back in the game, so Darren Payne is back in the game. But Quintarius Ward with that sack right there for the Mounties. And how many times? That's 33 yards lost on sacks tonight. 3 sacks for 33 yards lost for the Shades Valley defense.
And how do you like this?
I was going to say, how many times have you seen 3rd and goal from the 40?
Not many. Or do you hear of a punt on 4th and goal? There's a flag down again. Pass in the flats. Trying to cut again. Problems with the footing. And slipping out of his cut was number 21, Marquise Drakes. But we'll see what the flag is about, and it's illegal procedure against Center Point. So things just continue to crumble here for the Eagles.
That's probably going to be an illegal formation there. I'm sure they didn't have enough men on the line of scrimmage or something like that. It's going to be declined.
Now, do you punt? It's at the 32. Your chances of scoring, well, you throw one in the end zone here.
Yeah.
But you also give Shades Valley good field position if you don't score. 52 seconds to go in the half. They will throw it. Knight steps up, throws it into the end zone. It is almost intercepted. And that would have been a bad thing because they would have lost about 12 yards. But the natural inclination is to go after the football, and that's what C.J. Toney did.
And they've got a player doing push-ups down about the 5-yard line. I'm not sure if he was doing push-ups because he didn't catch that football or what, but and he did. That is the defender. He stopped at the 5-yard line and did a bunch of push-ups for not catching that football, I believe.
So now 27 plays for Center Point. In the first half, no yards. 1st and 10, running out of bounds near midfield, and a first down for Rashad Louis. It's just in the 2nd quarter, by the way. 27 plays.
No points.
No points. 4 plays for Shades Valley in this quarter.
And 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's a telltale sign right there of how this game is going for Center Point.
So 1st and 10 at the 44 for the Mounties, with a comfortable lead here late in the first half. Pass in the flat, screen pass, complete. Still running as a flag is thrown.
And that's going to be a block in the back.
Josh McKenzie was the receiver.
That was big number 75 right there trying to carry out his block. That's Brandon Anderson for the Mounties. And his guy was in front of him, and he hit him between the numbers.
Just a little nudge. Wrong numbers.
Wrong numbers, yeah. The wrong set of numbers.
So the mark back to the 38. And now we've got a timeout taken by Shades Valley. And they stop the clock with 14 seconds left. And I'm assuming you throw a couple of deep passes here, and maybe you get lucky, maybe not, but either way, you're in pretty good shape.
Absolutely. And you're in the driver's seat. If you're Shades Valley right here, you can take some chances.
Well, let's see what Michael Llewellyn's got going on down on the sideline.
Hey, I found a good friend here. You know, we drove into Center Point this morning. We passed by Oak Mountain State Park, and it reminds me how we're with Randy Jinks of the Alabama State Parks. And you're celebrating a special year with all your wonderful properties this year, aren't you?
Well, first of all, Llewellyn, it's good to be here with y'all tonight and be partnering up with Raycom on this Thursday night game. Yes, it's our 75th year of serving the people of Alabama. We've been celebrating our 75th anniversary all year, and we're about 75% our way through this year. So we've got a Shrimp Fest coming up October the 11th at Oak Mountain State Park. This has been the Baumhauer Shrimp Fest and Barbecue Series, and this is our last one of the year, and we want to invite everybody to come out to October the 11th at 4 o'clock and enjoy the festivities with us.
That sounds good, and that's like a what's the cost to get into that? Do you know?
$3.
And what do you get for $3?
Well, you get shrimp, you get gumbo, you get potatoes, you get vegetables.
Connected sausage.
You get connected sausage, barbecue, tropic ice, Buffalo Rock, Red Diamond iced tea. Did I say it was $3?
Oak Mountain when?
Oak Mountain State Park, October the 11th, 4 o'clock.
That sounds like a deal. Well, you stick around. Maybe we can talk some more in the
I'll
second
be glad
half.
to. Y'all looking forward to it.
Awesome. Back to you, Grant.
All right, Michael. And by the way, if he needs a play-by-play guy for that event, I would be more than happy to fill in.
And a color guy.
I work cheap. All I'll eat is a shrimp.
Yeah. I'll even pay the $3.
You can pay my $3 for that matter. It'll be 2nd and 4 near midfield for Shades Valley. They'll have one more play here with 6 seconds to go in the first half. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful Oak Mountain State Park.
It really
I
is.
have taken my family there numerous times.
And
Kids were
big,
young.
much
Yes.
bigger than you would think it would be. It's big, and a beautiful golf course out there, lakes.
Yep.
It is a nice state park right here outside the metropolis of Birmingham.
Yeah, I've lost many a golf ball on that golf course.
I lose golf balls on any golf
Yes,
course.
this is true. All right, last play. Louis escapes. Now he'll have to run and more than likely get out of bounds. And that should be the final play of the half. But a good one for Shades Valley, 27-0, dominating this one as we head to the locker room. Stay tuned for a great halftime show. We'll be back. Stay tuned as you watch high school football on Raycom.
Do you want to know why Long Lewis sells more Fords than anyone in Central Alabama? It must be the price. So we clearly mark every vehicle with your best price right up front. There you go, plain and simple. I'm Jeff Cook from Alabama for Long Lewis Ford Lincoln, Highway 150 in Hoover.
Everyone from Huntsville knows that if you've been hurt in a car wreck, you call my attorney, Alexander Shannara.
You know who to call if you've been in an auto accident. Your attorney, Alexander
In
Shannara.
Athens, we all know that if you've been in a car wreck, you call Alexander Shannara.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, you know who to call. Call me, Alexander Shannara. Remember, Huntsville, I am your attorney.
You know who to call. Your attorney, Alexander Shannara.
Meet Pete and Paul, twins so much alike, friends call them Pete and repeat. But Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama treats them as individuals. Each gets a health insurance plan designed to meet his specific needs. One is a self-employed entrepreneur, the other working for a large company. After all, no two customers are alike, especially in Alabama. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama. We cover what matters. Find out how we can cover you.
2014 marks the 75th year our state parks have served the people of Alabama. During this diamond anniversary, you'll discover special events to celebrate this milestone. Hey there, Bob Baumhauer here. Whether you like camping under the stars or staying at a resort lodge, the Alabama State Parks specialize in amazing family adventures. Let's make this the best year yet. We depend on our partners, and just like these folks here, you can be a partner too by supporting our state parks.
Hi, I'm Jeff Cook from Alabama. Did you know that Long Lewis has won more awards for customer satisfaction than any Ford dealer in the nation? Now that's a Dixieland delight. Long Lewis Ford Lincoln on Highway 150 in Hoover.
Welcome back to halftime here at Thursday Night Touchdowns, our second game of the week here at Center Point, and where the score is Shades Valley 27 and Center Point nothing. You know, as we travel the state through these Thursday night games, we've got 10 in all. Each time we go to a different place, we want to talk a little bit about what goes on here. And I'm pleased to have Mayor Tom Henderson of Center Point. And if you don't mind, just real quick as way of introduction, you have only been a city since 2012, and you're 2002, and you're the only mayor so far. Well, welcome and say hello to our viewers.
Thank you. It's good to be with you, and we're proud of the progress our city's made in that 12 and a half years, and we're looking forward to moving on with much more progress in the next few years.
But you've been making progress quickly in your term as well.
We started out with no money at one time, and when we started out, donated $400 to open a bank account, and now we're debt-free and have over $1 million, about $5 million in the bank. So it's been a good 12 years.
That's pretty good. And does that make you a popular mayor?
I hope so.
Now you've got a number of projects going on. Just give me one before we go to break. But I want to give me an idea of some of the things you're doing here that's leading to this renaissance.
All right, we've been working on a project on Polly Reed Road, which is a very dangerous road that goes from our parkway to our main park. And it's got a lot of big ditches in it and right along the side of the road. And we've got a $3 million project to cover those ditches and put sidewalks in so that people can walk from shopping centers from the parkway down to the park and have a day of
quality of life, doesn't it? Adds
Yes,
to
sir.
walking. And,
Yes.
and does that create jobs as well?
It does. $3 million worth of project there, paving and moving utilities and covering the ditches. It'll be about a 2 or 3 year project probably before it's finished.
And you got some more we can come back and talk about, but
Right.
you got more things planned for the
Lot more things
future.
coming up, yes.
But the track has been very positive for Center Point since you became this new city's first mayor.
Right. The Reed Harvey Park has been our main goal, and it's grown, and people are using it a lot, which we didn't have a park like that to begin with. And this new school and the new stadium is really a big boost to our city.
Well, I can see that. And in talking with Principal Phillips, I know he mentioned you and said it's been quite a renaissance here from where it was 12 years ago.
Well, it really has. Well, our schools were in disarray, and the city, well, it wasn't a city at the time, but it was in disarray too, and we had to come in and build the schools and the city together so that we've made that progress, and we're very proud of what's been done.
That's good partnership. Now, stay right here if you will. I want to come back and talk to you some more. We'll take a short break and be right back more with Mayor Tom Henderson. Thanks.
Children's of Alabama has been taking care of kids across our state for over 100 years. The opening of the Benjamin Russell Hospital for Children allows even more patient care. It leads the country in technology and innovation, including 17 state-of-the-art operating rooms, an expanded imaging center, and the Bruno Pediatric Heart Center, just to name a few. Children provides the highest level of care in a loving, comforting environment. I hope that you or anyone in your family never needs to be a patient, but if they do, Children's is here for you.
This is Dr. Daniel Smith. He's an expert in domestic and international economics. But his proudest achievement is connecting with his students and helping them accomplish more than they ever thought possible. That's the warrior spirit, and it's alive and well at Troy University. Feel it at troy.edu/spirit.
No more, it's none of my business.
No more, he didn't mean it.
No more, not my problem.
No more, she was flirting with him.
No more, she was asking for it.
No more, boys will be boys.
No more, I'll say something next time.
No more bystanding.
No more ignorance.
No more excuses.
No more.
We've had Alpha Insurance since our first daughter.
And when we had quadruplets, we really needed Alpha.
Now we need our own insurance with great rates, fast claim service,
and a local agent we know.
And we want a company our kids and grandkids can trust.
Ask about Alpha's new legacy discount for homeowners.
Call Alpha!
Put your hands together.
Okay, welcome back. We're at halftime at Center Point versus Shades Valley, with Shades Valley leading 27-0. And I'm here talking this halftime with Mayor Tom Henderson, the mayor of Center Point. And I know we have a new guest we're going to bring on, but before we do, I know you've got some other things that you're working with in terms of projects. You've talked about a terrific renaissance for the school, for the city, but tell me more about what you've got going on at Centerpoint.
Right now we're working on doing a water bottling project out of our springs. The springs was where everyone got their water in Centerpoint up until 1947. So now we're using that, and we've had it tested, and it's ready to bottle, I think. We're getting ready to open up that project in the near future. We also,
so what will that mean? What does that mean to
I think it'll be a draw as a tourist attraction and bringing people in, and we can also sell that water as a product. So,
economic development then.
Right, it's economic development. We also have a festival coming up October the 18th. That'll be at Reed Harvey Park where the Springs is, and it's been a successful thing for 5 years now. And we have a house that we're renovating for weddings and meetings and so forth that are also in the Reed Harvey Park. It's built in the late 1800s, early 1900s, and we're renovating that for our city to use and people outside the city also. So we're trying to develop a place where people can come and have an enjoyable day, or weddings and so forth. And a lot of people get married at Springs, and for the historical benefit of that. We also have some road paving projects, and we just got through the project with renovation of Centerpoint Parkway with flowers, trees, and some sidewalks and lighting there also.
So, how do you like being mayor? I mean, what's that like? How do you like being mayor?
You know, I was a coach for 40 years, so it's kind of like coaching. You win one, and then you get up and go the next day, and you lose one, you get up and go the next day. So it's been a really good thing for me and for the citizens of Centerpoint, I think, for us to be able to bring our city back to what they want it to be.
There's some ups and downs too. You've talked about a lot of the renaissance and the jobs and the tourism activities, but you had some tough times a few years ago.
Right, in 2012, January the 23rd, 2012, we had a tornado come through and damaged about 300 houses and 60 businesses, and just tore out one of our shopping center, about half of our shopping center, and one of our elementary school. And we just got back in the elementary school this year. And still working on redevelopment of the shopping center. But most of the houses have been repaired, and the businesses are back up and running. So it's been a good 2 years of bringing the city back from that tragedy.
You're doing some good things. That's a nice success story, and it's good to hear. So now you have a representative of the city. I'd like you to introduce who our guest that we've been sort of ignoring so far. Let's bring Jessica into the conversation.
We're very proud to have Jessica Proctor as our Miss Centerpoint for this year. She'll be representing us in the Miss Alabama pageant this year.
Well, so tell us, congratulations, by the way. Tell us what it's like, and tell us about what's coming up with pageants that you got.
Well, I actually only started pageants about 2 years ago, and I was fortunate enough my first year in pageants to win the teen version of the pageant system I'm competing in now, and I was Miss Alabama's Outstanding Teen. And in March, I gave up that title, and in July of this year, I won Miss Centerpoint. And so I've had the honor and the privilege to represent this amazing community the entire year, and get to be great friends with Mayor Henderson here. And I'm not sure if my title is as impressive as he is, but I've had a great time, and I absolutely love this town.
Good. And so this winning Miss Centerpoint leads to another competition.
Miss Alabama next June.
So what's that going to be like?
One day when I'm Miss Alabama, I'll be competing at Miss America.
That's awesome. Well, good luck.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. And have fun representing
Thank you so much.
All right. Now, thank you, Jessica. One other thing in talking with the mayor, he said one of his favorite TV shows is, what is that TV show you like?
I don't know what that is. Absolutely Alabama.
Absolutely. I've been hearing a lot about it.
I stay up late to watch it a lot of times, so I really like to see where he's going and what what the people are doing in the state of Alabama. So it's
Maybe he might come down to Center Point sometime and
we'd
talk
love
to
to
you.
have him out at the Springs.
Not that I can say anything about that.
Yeah,
but-
when we start bottling water out there, it'd be good to have him.
That sounds like a deal. So thank you very much, Mr.
Thank
Mayor. I
you.
appreciate your time. Thank you. And with that
Speaking of
introduction, absolutely Alabama. Now,
Exactly.
we get to travel around the state 10 weeks. I wouldn't say it's grueling, but it's 10 weeks. We get to see great different things. Now, how many weeks a year do you travel?
We're on the road pretty much 52 weeks a year. We're on the road doing stories from all the way from Huntsville to the Birmingham, Central Alabama area, Montgomery, Dothan, Wiregrass, all the way down to the Gulf Coast. So we stay on the road pretty much every week, and not every day, but every week we're traveling somewhere in Alabama.
So, and what you do is you'll go do a feature story. Tell us a little bit about what. When I said, hey, I got a special guest coming, Fred Hunt, everybody knows who you are, at least around here. So tell us a little bit about the show format and what you're doing.
Well, the idea of the show is, and I always tell people, the best compliment we ever get on the show, and it happens every week. People say, I've lived in Alabama all my life, and I never knew about that. I never knew, you talk to people in the Wiregrass region or in Baldwin or Mobile County, and they go, I didn't know we had mountains. They see a story about Mentone, and they go, we got snow skiing in Alabama. The same thing in North Alabama. Those folks will say, wow, I never realized how beautiful our Gulf Coast beaches are. So that's the idea, and we do stories. People say, I never knew this person was from Alabama. I never knew this story originated in Alabama. We did a story not too long ago on Jesse Owens, most famous Olympian ever. And most people don't know Jesse Owens, born and raised in Alabama.
I didn't know that.
Northwest Alabama, exactly. Up near Moulton. Just a little small community there, and they have a world-class museum there. You go in, and they've got this incredible footage of Jesse Owens from the '34 Olympics. Things like that. W.C. Handy. Most people think W.C. Handy is from St. Louis, because of St. Louis Blues. W.C. Handy's born and raised in Florence, Alabama. His home is in Florence. So, and of course Muscle Shoals. So that's the whole Shoals area. There are people who don't know Hank Williams is from Alabama. So those are the kind of stories we tell and try to get people to say, never knew that story originated in Alabama. For goodness sakes, we built the Saturn rockets in Huntsville that sent men to the moon. So, there's a lot of good stories to tell. And, I was talking with Dr. Doug Phillips, who does Discovering Alabama on Alabama Public Television. We have a story coming up on him. I asked him the same question a lot of people ask me. Doing all these stories every week, aren't you afraid you're going to run out of stories? I go, Doc, and I asked Doug the same question. He said, I'm going to run out of time before I run out of stories.
Well, you got a new one coming up with the bottling plant at some point in time.
Exactly right. Everywhere we stop. I mean, we can stop at a convenience store and go in, and people see the Absolutely Alabama truck, and they say, we got a story you need to do. It happens everywhere. So
how can people find out where to tune in? And do you have a website or a Facebook or some way?
AbsolutelyAlabama.com. We have an Absolutely Alabama Facebook site. You can go there, and we keep up with everything that's going on Absolutely Alabama-wise. Also, if you missed one of the shows, there's a videos tab there, because a lot of people say, well, it comes on in Montgomery at 5:30 in the morning on Saturday morning. I don't get up there early. Well, you go to AbsolutelyAlabama.com, click on the videos. You can watch it anytime you want to. Or if it's too late for you, same situation. It runs later like in Huntsville. It comes on at 10:30 on Sunday night after 48 News. So, we're pretty much, if you get up early, if you stay up late, you can watch Absolutely Alabama or go to AbsolutelyAlabama.com, of course.
Oh, it's been great talking with you. Hope you'll maybe visit with us again this season.
I plan on it. As long as you'll have me, I'll be here.
Awesome. Okay, that wraps up our On the Field halftime show. We'll come back with some highlights and some conversation with Graham and Mike. Thanks for watching.
Staying active is an important part of a healthy lifestyle. Any exercise comes with the risk of getting hurt. Don't let an injury get between you and the activities you love. Let Alabama Orthopedic, Spine, and Sports Medicine Associates be the team that's working together to get you better.
Hi, I'm Dr. Gregory Galan. Back and neck injuries occur on and off the field. If you're injured, come see us. We'll get your back in the game.
Let our team help you recover your lifestyle. Call or visit AOSSMA online today.
This moment, it's been 40 years in the making. Passing the torch from father to son is why your family partnered with Regions in the first place. From succession planning to your first day as CEO, Regions shares your vision for moving forward. And at moments like this, that makes all the difference. Is your business at a turning point? Turn to Regions.
I love being a part of the faculty at UWA. The campus is so beautiful, and it's just the right size. World class, without classes big enough for the world. And my students are like my family. They say there is something about this place. I say it's because this place feels like home. On campus or online, the University of West Alabama.
If you have AT&T UVerse, a weird thing can happen when you turn on your HD TVs. Your UVerse internet connection will slow down, interrupt you. Not with Charter. With Charter, you get internet speeds of 30 megabits per second, 5 times faster than AT&T UVerse. So no matter how many TVs are on, your internet will never do that. Hey, AT&T, if you sell internet and TV together, shouldn't they work together better than this?
Well, we call this Thursday night touchdowns, and Shades Valley had several here in the first half.
They did. You know, Graham, and I know Coach Benny Hall from Center Point had in the back of his mind that this could happen in this game for his young team, a very inexperienced team, but I know he was hoping that the outcome would be a little bit different in this first half. But Shades Valley just took advantage of some field position early in the game and really got the upper hand early.
Yep, they used the screen pass, the slant, and you see here one of, I believe, 2 touchdowns for Mixon.
And Ken and I were talking a little bit at halftime. Ken, our stat guy, were talking a little bit at halftime. When they got Mixon with a running start, he really showed his speed and showed why he's an SEC player next season.
And then also you saw the touchdown by number 3, and then another run on a long play that set up another touchdown.
This was the interception that everybody was fooled on. We thought the pass was incomplete, and the next thing you know, the Shades Valley player is running it back, and they get down close right there, and then they follow up one play later with a touchdown.
And I'm sure Darren Payne showed up in the field tonight knowing he was going to score a touchdown tonight. That's what he got that last one. And you see the stats, yes, they are one-sided, although Center Point did show that they could move the football.
Well, you know, the first couple of possessions, Graham, we talked about it. Their backs were against the wall. They got themselves in kind of a hole with some penalties and didn't have very many positive plays. But then, all of a sudden, we flipped to the second quarter, and they flipped to the other end of the field, and it's like a light came on. They started moving the ball offensively, started doing some good things, got some movement out of that big offensive line that they have. And, you know, they're just really and truly a few inches away on some plays from having a really positive first half.
All right, so your score, 27-0, Shades Valley in control. We'll have the second half kickoff coming up when we return to Center Point on Thursday Night Touchdowns.
Do you want to know why Long Lewis sells more Fords than anyone in Central Alabama? It must be the price, so we clearly mark every vehicle with your best price right up front. There you go, plain and simple. I'm Jeff Cook from Alabama for Long Lewis Ford Lincoln, Highway 150 in Hoover.
Everyone from Huntsville knows that if you've been hurt in a car wreck, you call my attorney, Alexander Shannara.
You know who to call if you've been in an auto accident. Your attorney, Alexander Shannara.
In Athens, we all know that if you've been in a car wreck, you call Alexander Shannara.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, you know who to call. Call me, Alexander Shannara. Remember, Huntsville, I am your attorney.
You know who to call. Your attorney, Alexander Shannara.
My son is going to college.
And I travel a lot. Will Legacy Credit Union still be convenient?
Of course. Legacy provides many free and convenient ways to manage your account, such as free mobile banking, online banking with bill pay, e-statements, and more. And with access to over 5,000 branches and 30,000 free ATMs throughout the nationwide co-op network, Legacy is always nearby. Make the most of your money, no matter where you are. Join today.
At Alabama Foundation Specialist, we know your home is your biggest investment, and it starts with a solid foundation. But sometimes changes in underlying soils can cause sidewalks, driveways, porches, and pool decks to shift and crack. AFS has a simple, inexpensive solution that lifts the slabs with expansive foam called PolyLevel. It's lightweight, adheres in minutes, won't wash out or shift. Don't replace it, raise it. For a free estimate, call AFS or go to afsrepair.com.
Hi, I'm Jeff Cook from Alabama. Did you know that Long Lewis has won more awards for customer satisfaction than any Ford dealer in the nation? Now that's a Dixieland delight. Long Lewis Ford Lincoln on Highway 150 in Hoover.
We're still a minute or two away from the start of the second half. The Mounties of Shades Valley with a 27-0 lead over the Center Point Eagles, and we haven't really mentioned it. It's a brand new facility, more or less, brand new school, and a beautiful facility, I should add.
Absolutely beautiful out here, and the stadium is only 3 years old, and it's in excellent condition. And you know, took a trip down to the concession stand area a while ago. Nice new building down there.
Yeah, thanks for bringing me something, by the way.
Expansive restroom down there.
Exactly.
I will tell you, one of the bigger restrooms I've ever been in a high school football field, and I got to give them kudos for that. Plenty of room in there.
Exactly.
To move around. And
they must have been out of food because you didn't bring anything back.
Well, you know, the line was long. And, you know,
I hear you.
Felt like, you know, and you know, us guys, we're trying to watch our figure, you know. So.
Yeah, well, okay, we can play. I'll play along with that.
I know you're cutting out, you know, a lot of carbs.
I'm trying and have. And but again, this is just a great facility, and I know that the folks here in Center Point very excited. Of course, as you mentioned at the top of the broadcast, formerly Irwin High School, great tradition for Irwin High School. They won several regional championships, and I don't know how far back it goes, but they had some great teams, particularly in the 80s. They won back-to-back regional titles in 88, 89, and then everything switched over in Center Point, won the region last year.
Yep, only lost one regular season game. Finished 9-1 overall in regular season, won the region, had a kind of a disappointing first-round loss to Athens in the playoffs, but, you know, got things rolling. Coach Benny Hall, a Louisiana native, played baseball at Grambling, and, you know, his wife, he told me his wife's occupation moved them to Birmingham, and they've been here about 10 years now, and this is his second year as the head coach as he took over for Willie Miller after Coach Miller retired. And in his first season, of course, he gets a region championship and goes to the playoffs. So he's looking for big things out of this program.
Yeah, he just raised the expectations up a little bit with that success last year. They will get the football to start the second half. We have mentioned Andrew Van Winkle's name a lot tonight as he kicks off. And it'll go to the far sideline. And from the 10, that is Thrash, who had a nice return the last time, but this time he's going to get caught.
Oh, he got loose.
Well, he did, but not the second time. Boy, he runs hard, though, doesn't he? He gets up to the 25. He wanted to go the distance that time.
He's a little mad at himself right now, Graham, for doing a little bit too much dancing, I think, and he kind of jumped up with a little bit of a frustration wave of the arms there, but still a nice return and pretty good field position to start.
So the Eagles, 1st and 10. They had some pretty good drives in the latter half of the first half. There's a
substitution.
Bad start, bad start to the second half, though, for the Eagles, an illegal substitution. So a 5-yard penalty, and these are the type of things that have kept them out of the end zone.
Well, you know, we talked about it in the first half. We talked a little bit about it at halftime. If they can keep from going backward and can do some positive things, they can get themselves at least back in this game a little bit.
7 penalties now against Center Point. 38 yards, but it seems like it's more than that. 1st and 15. Knight, screen pass near side, and that'll get the 5 yards back, plus a couple as the pass comes out to Johnson. It'll be 2nd and about 10 from the 25-yard line.
Antonio Johnson wears number 3. He is better known as a defensive player. Coach Hall was telling me that he is a very good pass rusher from his defensive end spot, and he's probably going to get have a good opportunity to play on Saturdays next year. but shows his offensive skills right there.
He's lined up again as a slot receiver on 2nd and 10. This time a handoff, and going for about 3, maybe 4 yards. I believe that's Cheston Jones, who had several carries in the first half and had some positive yardage.
He did, and I tell you, very quickly in the backfield that time was Lil Maine Patterson. He just missed a tackle for a deep loss right there as he was in the backfield, what we say in the country, quicker than a hiccup right there.
You say it in the city, too. 3rd and 8. Ball resting at the 27. 3 wide outs to the left. Looking deep over the middle, just out of the reach of the intended receiver, Brandon Arrington. And again, how many have we seen go off the fingertips for center point tonight?
Well, and I'll give Keelan Knight credit right there, Graham. That was a pretty good pass, and truth be told, it probably should have been caught, but it was over the middle of the field with 2 defenders closing in, and you know, sometimes a receiver wants to grab that thing and tuck it down really quick because he knows contact is coming. Knight only 5 of 14 so far in the game.
But they have had some positive plays in the passing game.
They have.
Blackman, who's had some struggles, that snap barely gets to him, and this one's going to roll. And it comes down at the 40. I say comes down, rolls down to the 45, and taken back up to midfield, A.J. Cornwell. When we come back, Shays Valley have their first possession of the second half. They lead it 27-0.
Red Hot Truck Sale. Glenn Smith in Opelika has over 200 trucks in stock. Full-size trucks, small trucks, light duty and heavy duty. 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, over 200 trucks in stock with $750,000 in discounts. Plus 20 financial institutions ready to lend today. $7 million in finance money available. Red Hot Truck Sale only at Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC in Opelika. On the web 24/7 at glennsmithchevy.com.
Everyone from Huntsville knows that if you've been hurt in a car wreck, you call my attorney, Alexander Shannara.
You know who to call if you've been in an auto accident. Your attorney, Alexander
In
Shannara.
Athens, we all know that if you've been in a car wreck, you call Alexander Shannara.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, you know who to call. Call me, Alexander Shannara. Remember, Huntsville, I am your attorney.
You know who to call. Your attorney, Alexander Shannara.
Staying active is an important part of a healthy lifestyle. Any exercise comes with the risk of getting hurt. Don't let an injury get between you and the activities you love. Let Alabama Orthopedic, Spine, and Sports Medicine Associates be the team that's working together to get you better.
Hi, I'm Dr. Gregory Galan. Back and neck injuries occur on and off the field. If you're injured, come see us. We'll get your back in the game.
Let our team help you recover your lifestyle. Call or visit AOSSMA online today.
Grab Dunn and Mike Peacock. Center point, 27-0 Mounties. And a positive play for the Eagles on the first defensive play for them as the sack is made on quarterback Rashad Louie.
That's Namian McSwain with the sack right there for center point, a 10-yard loss on the play, and that is that's something positive for the Eagles.
Indeed, and this is also positive. This year, our Alabama State Parks celebrating their 75th anniversary. To learn more about our amazing Alabama State Parks, download their new mobile app. Go to alapark.com, click on the link for the free download. Second down play will pick up about 8 as the run made by number 6. That is McKenzie. And it'll be third and about 13 at the 48-yard line. A little sluggish start for the Mounties here in the second half.
It is. That was a little screen play, a little deception there where he faked one way and threw back the other on a screen.
And the Eagles are going to hand him 5 yards.
Yeah, a little anxious there was Antonio Raleigh as he bounded across, anticipating the snap that did not come.
So now 3rd and 8. Ball now in center point territory at the 47. Louie at quarterback. Deep drop over the middle, and looked like the pass a little bit too short for the intended receiver, Mixon.
Antonio Johnson dropped back in coverage right there. He might have gotten a hand on that at the last second.
The Mounties have alternated quarterbacks tonight. They actually started Claude Newell, and Rashad Louis has worked just about every other possession. And I believe we'll get our first punt of the night from Shades Valley.
And Mixon is the punter.
And a good one. A little bit of a line drive taken at the 10. Thrash trying to shake tacklers and gets hit hard at the 10-yard line. And the number of that truck, I believe that's number 7. That is Taquan Galladay with a tackle.
Chauncey Chapman was back there too, number 16, as part of that play. But once again, Thrash couldn't decide which route to take and did a little dancing back there. And that time he danced himself into a big hit.
So 1st and 10 for Center Point. This is basically their starting field position. At least it was early on in the first half, and that really contributed to that big deficit.
It really did. I mean, it really put them in a hole, and they've been unable to flip the field.
We've got an injured player on this near sideline. He is off the field, but they have taken off his helmet, and I can't tell who that might be. Looks like he walked or ran off the field, and then once he got off to the sideline, he got down on the ground. So they will attend to him. And I'm sorry, I cannot see his number.
26. That is Wanye Blackman for the Eagles, and a player that Coach Benny Hall definitely does not want off the field for long. So hopefully this is not anything serious, and he'll be back quickly for Center Point.
Looks like he's going to be all right. So he'll trot back over to the grouping of defenders right on the track here. Boy, that's a nice track they have circling this field. 1st and 10. Here comes Jones. Actually, beg your pardon.
That's Brandon Arrington.
Yeah, that is Arrington, and he gets almost 10 yards up to the 20-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you, once again, Coach Hall really likes Brandon Arrington and the way he runs. He says he's a guy that flies under most people's radar because he's not a very big guy, hadn't got a lot of recognition. Goes out there and just does his job every day, has excellent speed. And again, we said this in the first half, he doesn't mind running into traffic, and he doesn't mind contact from his running back spot.
You saw it there, the number 5'8". I love him. That's just my size, literally. 2nd and short. And did he get enough for the first down?
He did.
I believe Arrington got it, so it'll be 1st and 10 for Center Point, and a positive start to the possession for the Eagles. And while this game is not completely out of the realm of a comeback for the Eagles, they definitely need something positive to work on, at least for the rest of this game.
Well, you want something to build on every week, and you don't want to leave this game in shambles with nothing really positive to build on, and I think that's what Center Point's trying to do now.
Arrington the man right now, as he'll get pushed out of bounds near the 25.
And I mentioned it in the first half, Graham. I'm impressed with these running backs. Neither one of them, neither Smith nor Arrington, are big guys, but they do not mind putting their head down and delivering a blow, and they run tough and they run strong, and they both got good speed. So they've got some things going on at the running back position.
2nd, and we'll call it 8. Ball resting at the 25. Clock is moving. 7.5 to play. Knight to throw. Over the middle, complete. At the 35, trying to shake loose, but then brought down at the 44-yard line. And I believe that is Burrows.
That was Jalen Burrows.
18 yards on the play and a first down for the Eagles.
Last week against Pleasant Grove, Burrows had 2 catches for 25 yards, so he does a little bit with the football after he catches it. And another positive play for Center Point.
I like what Center Point is doing coming out of the locker room here in the second half. Still running hard and now moving the chains. Ball at the 44, first down. First carry of the half for Jones, and he'll get a yard. That play was broken up by number 26. And you're starting to see Shades Valley put in some backups here, as that's Delonta Melton with a tackle. But that's you can afford to do when you're up 27.
That's right.
So 2nd and 9. Ball at the 45. Knight sends one in motion, and the guard moved. That will go against big number 65 as he came out of his stance a little early, Zach Davis. And once again, a penalty puts him in a 2nd and long.
8th penalty of the game for Center Point.
Ball now at the 40-yard line. Again, one in motion. Anderson. Knight looking to throw. And over the head of the intended receiver.
Starks.
And Starks was out there. He was open, but the pass a little high.
We've mentioned that a couple of times, Graham, where Keelan Knight, and there's another guy doing another defensive back doing push-ups for Shades Valley. That
was Alvin Gordon.
And now there's a flag on the play, and I'm not sure, is that going to be a penalty for him doing the push-ups?
Well, we'll see.
I guess it is.
It's exactly right. How about that? So a 15-yard penalty, and that should be enough for a first down. Well,
get a little help right there, but I know in practice probably when those defensive backs drop a football that they should have caught on an interception, their coach probably has them doing push-ups, and I guess that was seen by the officials as taunting maybe. But
I don't know.
But he was doing his push-ups for not making that interception, and I guess from now on they need to go off on the sideline and do those push-ups.
I was thinking the same thing as Jones is hit in the backfield, and he'll go down for about a yard loss. And we've got a timeout on the field. Shades Valley leads it 27-0. We'll be back.
Derek, what's with the scrubs? Shh.
She's going for it. It's gonna work. She's going for the burger. Stand back, everyone. I'm a doctor. Look, I got it. I got it.
Jack for more.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That changed my life.
At that moment, it hit me. This is why I joined the Guard. We're soldiers, always ready to protect our country. But we've also got communities. Family, friends, neighbors who count on us. I couldn't believe it. I just saved a life to somebody from my hometown.
See what it means to be a citizen soldier at NationalGuard.com.
2/3 of drivers who died in car crashes chose to ignore this warning. Seatbelts save lives. Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
If you're involved in a car crash where a driver's been drinking,
you're 4 times more likely to die.
More people die when it's DUI.
A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
This week, we'll show you how to try your hand at striking it rich or just rolling a strike. Our story should make quite a splash because, as they say up on Smith Lake, you only live once. And since you only live once, why not spend some of your time making cookies? We'll show you how they bake them Selma Good down in Dallas County. Then, we swing open the vault for a visit with a Navy vet who did her work in secret without ever going to sea. It's no secret. We want you to join us for Absolutely Alabama.
Welcome back to Center Point. 2nd and 12 for the Eagles, trailing 27-0. And we just can't get going good. We get another flag on the play, and this one will go against the Eagles, I do believe. Nope, I beg your pardon. That's going to be offsides against Shades Valley. And we were just saying, Mike, 9 plays on this drive, and almost every one of them, they need 10 yards or more for a first down.
8 of the 9 plays have been 10 to 11 to 12 yards. and they finally get a second down here with something manageable.
Needing 7, that's no big deal, and they do convert for the first down. As the pass from Knight is complete to Starks, he's out of bounds at the 27. And the Eagles again have something going. Of course, we've seen this. They got down deep inside the 5. By the time that series was over, they were
at the 40.
On the 40.
Yeah, they had 3rd and goal from the 40, but we finally get to call Sherman Starks' name in a positive note there. He's been open a few times, and Keelan Knight not been able to get the ball to him, and that time he does in a big positive play for Center Point.
Yeah, they have really kept Starks in check tonight. Has the Shades Valley defense. Knight running for his life, throws it downfield. It is caught on the far sideline for a first down. And as I check the number,
wait, they called a fumble.
Did they call a fumble? I believe they did. And I cannot tell at this point who came up with the football. I believe it might be number 20. Let's check the replay and verify, but I believe it was Tyron Kirkland that gets the turnover.
Antonio Johnson was the receiver on that play, a gain of 12 yards, and he was being spun around right there, and the ball pops out, and Shades Valley recovers.
Yep, Kirkland with the turnover, and we can barely get it out of our mouth. The prosperity for Center Point, all for naught. 1st and 10, and the run for a minimal gain for Louisville. He'll get about 3 yards up close to the 20-yard line. Well, Center Point has had some chances.
They have.
They may not be within a touchdown or whatever of the lead, but it would definitely be much closer if they could have converted on some of these drives.
Well, and you know, I think they were starting to feel pretty good on the offensive side of the ball. 11 plays, 75 yards, and starting to get some good things going, and then what do you know, a turnover.
As cutting inside for about 4 yards is Buchanan. Stop was made by Raleigh, but enough for a first down at the 26.
But I got to hand it to Coach Bill Smith with Mixon. He puts a moving target out there with Mixon. He don't put him in the backfield and leave him for a bullseye. He plays him in the slot. He plays him in wide out. He plays him in the backfield, and he's going to be a moving target.
This time a loss on first down. And we'll credit number 56, Naaman McSwain, with a big play in the backfield on the quarterback, Louis.
Second time we've called McSwain's name in the half, Graham, and another good play.
Bill Smith, the head coach for Shades Valley, 4th year. And if you didn't know, he's a former Alabama punter from back in 1989. Said he just waited everybody out to win the job his final year, as that pass is thrown up for grabs, but out of bounds. Looked like it might be an interception for Dante Blackman. Instead, it's incomplete.
Boy, that was so close. I thought he got his feet down right there, but obviously he had his toes on the sideline. But the ball was just floating up in the air, and he got over to the sideline as quickly as he could and tried his best to keep his feet in bounds and just couldn't quite do it.
So a 3rd down and 13 for Shades Valley, 3:28 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Louis to throw, another sidearm pass, this one complete. It'll be short of the first down, but the pass completed to McKenzie, and they'll need about 3 yards if they indeed try to go for it here on 4th down, although I doubt they will.
Give Louis some credit right there, because he got crushed right as he threw that ball, and that's one reason for the sidearm throw there, to get it off. Center Point put good pressure and a good tackle on the back end of that play to keep them from getting the first down.
So Mixon will move back to punt. He has punted once in the game. Haven't had many punts tonight for either side. As a fair catch taken at about the 37-yard line for Thrash. So Center Point gets it back, trailing 27-0. I want to go back to Bill Smith for just a minute. Talk about a guy who has kind of been a part of this evolution of the spread. He was at Russellville, played at Russellville, but then he coached with Perry Swindle, who is considered one of the spread guys in the state of Alabama.
He's kind of a pioneer in the spread up at Russellville and was running it before it got so popular and before everybody started trying it. And Bill Smith really learned this offense from him, and he's done a tremendous job with it wherever he's been.
Yeah, he took it to Georgia, Lee County, as another flag will fly. At that time, I think the center jumped.
We saw Lee County, Leesburg, Georgia on television a couple of Saturdays ago as they were down there. That's when it was so hot when we were doing the Champions Challenge in Montgomery. We were talking about the heat, and they were down in South Georgia. And I'll tell you a story about Leesburg, Graham. There are a lot of gnats in Leesburg.
Yeah, you made a mention of that you had an interesting as another flag is going to go down. They're doing this so we can finish our stories, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. We were playing a travel baseball tournament down there, and it was funny. I was coaching first base, and I was looking around the field, and everybody in the stands had both hands going, keeping the gnats out from in front of their face, because we call it the gnat line in Georgia. I live in Georgia now, and Leesburg is definitely below the gnat line, and it's big.
All right, let's see what Michael Llewellyn has got for us down on the sideline.
Graham, we're back with our good friend Randy Jinks of Alabama State Parks. And again, all over this state, we're blessed with many, many great state parks. And Randy, one of the ways people can find out more about what's going on at these parks, we forgot to mention the last time we talked. So tell us about that.
Well, we've got a new phone app for our state parks. It's powered by Pocket Ranger, and we want all the viewers to know about it. It's something interesting. We'd like for everybody to download the app, and when they're especially out in the parks, moving about in the park, it's real useful. You can go to our website, which is alapark.com. We've got 3 or 4 icons that you can click on, and of course we have it then formatted for the iPhone or the Droid phones. So we just want to make sure everybody knows about that. It's something new, and we just need to get the word out.
And if we were at Oak Mountain State Park, which is close by here, what are the kind of things you got going on at Oak Mountain State Park besides that Shrimp Fest we talked about? What else you got?
You know, Oak Mountain is pretty much a day-use park, so we don't have a lot of overnight facilities, although we do have some nice lakeside cabins out there. We've got a real nice golf course out there that we had renovated a few years ago. A lot of hiking trails. Mountain biking is a popular activity at Oak Mountain State Park. Of course, we're headed into fall now, but we do have a nice beach area that people utilize during the summer. Great picnicking area. It's just a good outdoor park, a beautiful campground. Fishing's good. But I mentioned fall. You know, fall is upon us, and there's no better place to enjoy the beautiful color that Mother Nature puts on than to go to Alabama State Park. And October is typically our highest occupancy month during the year in cabins and lodges and chalets and so forth. So, you know, want everybody to be mindful of that as fall approaches, and want to get out and enjoy the fall color season.
I couldn't agree with you more. So
That's
thank
right.
you very much for
being
being
a lot
with us.
Once again, I want to thank you for letting us be on tonight. It's especially nice to be involved in something with our Alabama National Guard. Appreciate the cap. Of course, we appreciate all of our men and women in uniform, and it's just good to be here with y'all.
You got it. Thank you, Randy.
Thanks.
Back to you, Graham. Thanks.
All right, Michael. 1st and 10 as we get back to action here. Again, the Eagles on the move, and here's a reverse. That'll pick up a first down and more as the run by Jaquan Taylor picks up about 18 yards and a first down, and we've got two helmets on the ground, and both of those players will have to leave, and I don't know if they were related in what happened.
They were laying near each other. I'm not sure what happened to knock both of those headgear off, but an 18-yard play right there. And this is a positive drive so far for Center Point. While Mike was talking to Randy, we had another good pass play to Sherman Starks and a couple of runs, and then that reverse. And Center Point got something rolling a little bit here on offense.
Only problem is we've said that before. Let's see if they can turn it into points. 1st and 10. Knight chased, tries to cut it upfield and gets a yard. Brought down near the 30-yard line. We'll give credit to Nicholas Burks. Nick Burks with the tackle. It'll be second and about 8.
And by the way, Graham, you know what one of the good things about Alabama State Parks is?
What's that?
Not very many gnats.
That's right. No gnats at all.
I don't think I think they're gnat free. As a matter of fact,
I think you're right.
I think it's written somewhere that they have to be. So proud of that.
Which means you probably won't be going because you like to go where there are gnats.
No, I don't like to. I promise you.
2nd and 9. Handoff. I believe that's Anderson, and he got very little as he's driven back after a loss of a yard. It'll be 3rd and 10, and that'll take care of the 3rd quarter. 27-0. Shades Valley still in control. We'll be back to Center Point in just a minute.
If you have AT&T UVerse, a weird thing can happen when you turn on your HD TVs. Your UVerse internet connection will slow down, interrupt you. Not with Charter. With Charter, you get internet speeds of 30 megabits per second, 5 times faster than AT&T UVerse. So no matter how many TVs are on, your internet will never do that. Hey, AT&T, if you sell internet and TV together, shouldn't they work together better than this?
There's so much to love about UWA. The campus is beautiful, and it's just the right size. And I love the new residence hall. I've made so many friends. They say, there's something about this place. I say, it's because this place feels like home. On campus or online, the University of West Alabama.
We try to establish a professional relationship with our clients, but we also establish a friendship with our clients.
Always treat people like you want to be treated. And we believe that at Wettermark Keith.
Wettermark Keith works for you to protect your rights and help you enjoy life again.
You deserve to hire us because you deserve the best.
I like being a lawyer because at the end of the day, I can say I have helped people.
Call Wettermark Keith because your case matters. WKFirm.com.
Children's of Alabama has been taking care of kids across our state for over 100 years. The opening of the Benjamin Russell Hospital for Children allows even more patient care. It leads the country in technology and innovation, including 17 state-of-the-art operating rooms, an expanded imaging center, and the Bruno Pediatric Heart Center, just to name a few. Children provides the highest level of care in a loving, comforting environment. I hope that you or anyone in your family never needs to be a patient, but if they do, Children's is here for you.
Shades Valley in control as we start the 4th quarter. Center Point, though, with the football in Mounties territory. They do have a 3rd and 12. And an empty backfield. Knight in trouble. They'll have to run it. And he will not get the first down. He will get to about the 25. Brought down there by number 26. That is Delonta Melton.
Keelan Knight was a magician on that play. I thought he was down 3 different times, and he kept avoiding people and made a decent gain on that play.
So another 4th down. The Eagles have converted a couple of 4th downs tonight. They've got to do it again here if they want to maintain this drive. They have been in Shades Valley territory a lot tonight, but have not been able to do anything with it. Slant pattern, incomplete. A little bit low for the intended receiver, which is Starks.
Just couldn't gather that one in.
So the ball goes over on downs to Shades Valley. Of course, these two teams, Class 6A Region 6. And if you take a look at the region standings, or at least the teams that are in it, very, very tough region.
It really is, because, Shades Valley's there. Clay Chalkville is there. Woodlawn, who's a decent team, is there. The Center Point teams in that region. There's some tough teams. Tough row to hoe in that region.
This last week, what these teams did, you mentioned the Clay Chalkville team. They are number 2, I believe, in the state after this week. As that play will lose yardage on 1st and 10. But as we go back to looking at some of those teams and what not only Center Point has to deal with, but Shades Valley as well, where she mentioned Woodlawn. That's a pretty big win for them over Tarrant last week.
Yeah.
And then Pinson Valley, a nice win over Aniana, which is one of the top teams, I believe, in 4A.
Right, and Huffman had a track meet with Wetumpka. They lost 43-42 to Wetumpka. So some teams putting up some points in this region.
2nd and 11. Screen pass. And about 8 yards on, or make it 6 yards on the play. As the pass was caught by Conwell. So it'll be 3rd and 6 for the Mounties. Yeah, you look at that 6A poll and just what not only Shades Valley, but everybody, as that pass nearly intercepted off the fingertips of Blackman. And that'll bring up a punting situation for Shades Valley. I think that's twice now we've said Blackman almost came up with an interception tonight.
Dante Blackman right there. He is a guy that Coach Hall mentioned is one of those kids that does yeoman's work. His dad's on the coaching staff here, and he said Dante Blackman just comes to work every day. He said he never misses a workout. He went to several camps over the summer. He gets his work in, and he's an example to the other players on the team. And right there, he almost had a pick that might have gone for some big yardage.
Nixon with a punt. Low line drive, and they'll let it roll. And we'll be down at the 27 where Center Point will have it 1st and 10 when we come back. Stay tuned as we continue our coverage of high school football here in Center Point.
Do you want to know why Long Lewis sells more Fords than anyone in Central Alabama? It must be the price. So we clearly marked every vehicle with your best price right up front. There you go, plain and simple. I'm Jeff Cook from Alabama for Long Lewis Ford Lincoln, Highway 150 in Hoover.
We've had Alpha Insurance since our first daughter.
And when we had quadruplets, we really needed Alpha.
Now we need our own insurance with great rates, fast claim service,
and a local agent we know.
And we want a company our kids and grandkids can trust.
Ask about Alpha's new Legacy discount for homeowners.
Call Alpha!
Meet Pete and Paul, twins so much alike, friends call them Pete and Repeat. But Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama treats them as individuals. Each gets a health insurance plan designed to meet his specific needs. One is a self-employed entrepreneur, the other working for a large company. After all, no two customers are alike, especially in Alabama. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama. We cover what matters. Find out how we can cover you.
Hi, I'm Jeff Cook from Alabama. Did you know that Long Lewis has won more awards for customer satisfaction than any Ford dealer in the nation? Now that's a Dixieland delight. Long Lewis Ford Lincoln on Highway 150 in Hoover.
Just under 10 minutes to play here in this one, 27-0. The Mounties in control. Center Point with a football 1st and 10. And they run the reverse. That's been a pretty good play for them tonight. Starts with about 4 yards, and now we've got a player down.
That's one of the first times that Sherman Starks has run the football on a handoff play since really early in the game. I think maybe on the first drive he got a carry. But starting to see, I think those two guys who were down there, Graham, were both stretching. I believe they might be getting a little bit of the cramping that we've seen in previous weeks.
We apparently had a penalty on that play. It goes against Center Point. Ball marked back to the 22. So 1st, and I'm going to call it about 16 to go for a 1st down, as we're close to 9 minutes to go. It is a warm night, but not as warm as we've had these first couple of weeks, as that pass off the hands, and now a flag is down, and we may get interference called on Shades Valley.
And we definitely had contact there, and you can see the defensive back for the Mounties, Tyron Kirkland, was sort of had that, I didn't mean to do that pose going on, but he did make contact, and there is going to be a penalty.
That'll be a 15-yard step off against the Mounties.
And that'll get Center Point close to a 1st down.
Well, they're moving the sticks, so apparently it's enough. So 1st down, Center Point.
Right on the number, I guess.
At the 37.
Keelan Knight looking a lot better this half than he did in the first. He's much more relaxed looking in this half. He's done a good job of getting away from the rush a few times.
And this time he throws one complete. going down to his knees to make the catch was Taylor. Jaquan Taylor with a couple of catches tonight. It'll be another first down for Center Point. The Eagles will continue region play next week. They go to Woodlawn. And Shades Valley has to go to Louisiana for their next game. Acadiana.
That's
which you may know where that is, and I'm sorry I don't.
I do not. I do not
think
know
it's
where
near Shreveport, if I'm not mistaken. But it's a non-region week for Shades Valley, and Bill Smith told me, he said, well, we had to fill the slot, and it got late. And we didn't know where to go to find a game, and phone call was made. Jones picking up about 5 yards. It'll be second down. That's one of the differences, though, with the new classifications, and of course some of these regions only have 7 teams.
Right.
And you've got to, it's not like it used to be,
right,
where you knew on that first, 5th, and 10th week of the season, not to mention the fact we've got 11 weeks in the season, right, so it makes finding those non-region opponents, I won't call it difficult, but at least different.
It does make it different, and in some cases it does make it difficult.
This time the pass caught, and for a first down, that is Starks. And Starks starting to get into the offense here, as he also is reaching for those toes, and that usually means he's dealing with cramps.
Well, that's 3 different plays where Starks has gotten his hands on the ball, and he's ended up stretching those toes out, and he's still stretching over there, as I believe his calves are trying to cramp up on him.
Yeah, they're going to ask the trainers to come out and check on him.
He got up and tried to walk off the field there and had to stop and start stretching again, and finally just sat down. So he definitely needs to get some hydration going on, I believe.
He is a senior. As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, 3 touchdowns last week. Let's check out Mike Llewellyn again down on the sidelines.
Thank you, Graham. I am with Staff Sergeant Burrows of the Alabama Army National Guard, our proud sponsor of closed captioning. We're very proud to have him with us on these broadcasts. Appreciate your support, appreciate all your service, appreciate how you make Alabama a stronger place. But one of the questions I'd like you to answer right now is, for you personally, what does being with the Guard mean to you, and what has it meant to you?
Well, for me personally, being in the Alabama National Guard is service to the state, the community, and my country. Now, I've volunteered and I've served 3 times overseas, twice in Afghanistan and Kuwait, where I volunteered to go. But my most meaningful service has been in response to tornadoes here in Alabama. I served in 2011 in Birmingham and for a few weeks in Tuscaloosa after the tornadoes. And that is what really separates the Guard for me personally in my military service, because it's rewarding to know you're there for your country and to deploy overseas with great men and women, but it's also a greater opportunity to be there with your community, with your neighbors, and when they're in need and you're there to help them, when you're providing them water, food, tarps, some security in neighborhoods that were just obliterated by the tornado, and then they show up and thank you personally, that is what's meant a lot to me about my service with the Guard.
That's pretty awesome. And one other question for you. If somebody's thinking about time with the Guard, how do you help with college if a young man or young woman is thinking about it? Do you help with college?
That's one of the greatest things we do. The National Guard has both a state and federal mission, and because of that dual role, we have a lot of money available for college. We have GI Bill, we have tuition assistance, we have state tuition assistance. We also have pay and benefits for anybody that's a member of the Guard. We also have job training. There's a lot of jobs in the Guard, a lot of training skills that you can have that apply directly to a civilian job. And what you do in the National Guard is no different from the civilian Guard than the civilian job. But there's also the training that you have. We have leadership training, personal skills, communication skills, discipline that you get in the Guard, that it doesn't matter what job you have in the civilian world, it pays off in dividends that you can't imagine in how you're able to succeed in life.
Fantastic. And I hope to talk to you guys more and more as we go through these games of the week. Appreciate your support. Staff Sergeant Burrows.
Thank you.
And I think we have a special message back here.
All right, Mike. Thank you very much. I think that's the best call of the night.
I think so. That was good stuff. A lot of good information right there about the National Guard. But while we were away, Center Point's been moving the football.
And almost scored a touchdown.
They did.
They just missed on a pass to Burrows. Now it's 3rd and 5. And Knight's in trouble again. He escapes again. He's got it downfield and incomplete. Jacoby Blackman wanted interference, but quite frankly, he was a little bit premature in his jump there.
That will not be called very many times because that contact was completely incidental. The throw was behind him. He had to try to come back. The defensive player had position established. So they're not going to make that call very often.
So 4th down and the ball at between the 29 and 28 yard line of Shades Valley. Mounties leading 27-0. We hadn't had any scoring at all in this second half. All of the damage done by Shades Valley in the first half. Another 4th down try by Center Point. And this time they'll try the far sideline again. The jump up in the air, and was the catch made? Yes, but out of bounds. As a pass was intended for Starks, he made the catch, but he was out of the field of play, so the ball goes over on downs to Shade Valley.
Well, again, Graham, we talked about at the beginning of this second half that Center Point really needed some things to draw some positives on from this ball game, and I tell you, they can draw some positives from their offensive and defensive plays in this half. They have dominated possession in this second half and kept the ball away from Shades Valley's offense, and their defense has done a really nice job of getting Shades Valley's offense off the field.
Newell back at quarterback, and a good run on 1st down. Still going. I don't know if the knee was down. Yes, they say it will. For number 3, that is Buchanan with a carry, and he's got a 1st down.
He's not a very big guy, and he slipped under a couple of guys right there and got loose and made a much bigger gain than it looked like he was going to.
So 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Oh! 5:55 and counting. Ball comes out, and apparently Shades Valley comes up with a recovery way back at the 32-yard line. And it looks like we'll get our final timeout for water of the game. It comes with 5 minutes, 38 seconds to go. Back to Center Point in a minute.
2014 marks the 75th year our state parks have served the people of Alabama. During this diamond anniversary, you'll discover special events to celebrate this milestone. Hey there, Bob Baumhauer here. Whether you like camping under the stars or staying at a resort lodge, the Alabama State Parks specialize in amazing family adventures. Let's make this the best year yet. We depend on our partners, and just like these folks here, you can be a partner too by supporting our state parks.
Visit a park today!
At Baumhauer's, we're all about great sports, legendary food, and Southern pride. That's why we're serving up all your Southern favorites, like our tangy grilled fish salad, hot Bama brown, and our famous wings. And it wouldn't be the South if it didn't have a little kick, like a homemade gumbo and wild Gulf shrimp and grits. And don't forget our mouthwatering desserts like Bama Nana Pudding or strawberry shortcake. So call the gang and put a little South in your mouth.
Out of 89 Renaissance hotels in North America, the spa at the Renaissance Hotel in Montgomery was ranked #1 as of August 2014. Out of 358 Marriott hotels, the spa at the Marriott Shoals was ranked #1. 3 other spas on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail also rank in the top 7. Clearly, world-class golf and the best spas for 2014 are in Sweet Home, Alabama. Call 800-MARRIOTT to find out more.
Hello, I'm Gene Solings.
And I'm Pat Dye.
You know, anytime you can get outdoors in Alabama and enjoy a day like this, it just makes you proud to be an American.
And speaking of being thankful, there's a program right here in Alabama called Forever Wild Land Trust that helps secure our public lands. So everybody has a place to go and get outdoors. Hey, don't just be proud of Alabama.
Get out and enjoy it. Forever Wild Land Trust.
Shades Valley with the football, 2nd and 17 at the 32. And they'll throw it and complete. Well, I'm about to say they complete it. It is incomplete, in and out of the hands of Josh McKenzie. And it'll be 3rd down. And I don't think it's too early to talk about our play of the game. Sponsored by Alabama Department of Transportation. Excuse me, Alabama State Parks. And we'll get it here to you in just a second. Something tells me it might include Keith Mixon, since he's got a couple of scores tonight.
Well, you could be right. I think there would be.
You know, they don't tell me these things.
I think that would
just try to guess.
I think that would be a safe bet.
Newell tucks it and runs, and they'll get about 10 on the play, but not near enough for a 1st down. As he goes down at the 40-41 yard line, and it'll be a punting situation for Shades Valley. So Mixon will punt. And we will see that play of the game right after the punt. I'm so giddy, I can't stand it.
Anticipation.
I'm telling you, I want to see if I'm right. That's what matters. The punt, good high kick, fair catch at the 30. So it'll be 1st down for Center Point. And let's take a look at that play of the game, Mr. Mike. And it does involve Mr. Mixon.
How about that? First touchdown 25 yards away, and we talked about his burst of speed once he caught the ball, split the defenders, and gets into the end zone.
Our play of the game, sponsored by the Alabama State Parks.
And that play, Graham, was the first score that got things rolling for Shades Valley. They had really good field position, and their next drive, they had really good field position and capitalized on it again, and that kind of got things rolling for them.
Center Point, while the score doesn't say it, they've had some success moving the football. They just have not been able to do anything with it once they get, I won't even say in the red zone, because a couple of times they've been outside the 20, but it's been one of those nights where they just haven't been able to make the plays when they've needed to. As you see, Nkosi Steele DeBose with his first carry.
First carry of the night for him. Looks like Coach Benny Hall is probably getting some lesser used folks into the ball game.
Yeah, Chris Baker is in at quarterback, number 11. Defensively, though, we've probably not said it enough. Part of the reason why there's still a donut on that side for Center Point is the Mountie defense. They've done the job.
They've done the job. They've kept pressure all night on Keelan Knight, and in the second half, Knight has done a much better job of handling the pressure. He's gotten away, used his athleticism to get away from the rush several times, hit some passes that maybe he was missing just slightly in the first half, so a better second half for him. But like we said, there's a lot of things they can draw positive from this. The one thing they are lacking, though, is points on their side of the scoreboard.
Exactly. 3rd and 2. Looking to throw deep downfield and intercepted. Intercepted and running back the other way. That is Gaspar Ojeda. Eric Gaspar Ojeda with the interception. And the turnover gives it back to Shades Valley. And I was about to say, you need to credit the defensive coordinator for Shades Valley, both Kevin Todd and Ted Darby, who have done a masterful job tonight getting their team ready to play. By the way, he stepped out, I think, at the 30. We'll see where they mark it. Actually, no, they're going to put it at the 45.
23-yard return there after the interception. But that ball kind of floated, stayed in the air a long time, and was sort of ripe for the picking there. on that interception.
So first down for Shades Valley, who will keep their record perfect here in the early stages of 2014. As we get our first view of Daniel Watley with a carry, he'll get about a couple of yards.
And he was hit first by Zacchaeus Jones, or Zach Jones there for Center Point. And Graham, good story behind Zach Jones. Coach Hall told me this is a kid who's not only a leader on the football field and does his job and has a knack for making plays, but he is a guy who is a leader in the classroom, in the hallways at school. He sings in the choir. Coach Hall trying to get him talked into singing the national anthem before a game.
I wish I could be around to see that. I bet he'd do a great
too.
job. Well, now we got another award for tonight, the Defender of the Game, sponsored by Alabama Army National Guard, and Joshua French with a big interception return.
And this is that play where the ball bounced off and it's rolling around on a lineman there, and he just kind of pulls it away, and the next thing you know, he's racing toward the end zone.
All the way in. Actually, he didn't quite get in, but he did
got
set
down
up
got down to the 5-yard line, I believe.
Set up a touchdown for Shades Valley. Boy, just an all-around solid effort tonight by the Mounties. Third down carry, will lose a couple. Watley again for the Mounties. Looking ahead, of course, now we haven't seen a lot of these teams, not only Clay Chalfant or any of the others in their region, but from a 6A standpoint, we have seen Carver, we have seen some of the teams in South Alabama, Spanish Fort being one of those as well.
Right.
What do you think? Can this team play with those teams?
I definitely think they can compete. Shades Valley, a quality team. They've got good size. They've got good speed. They've got skill positions. They've got line play. It's going to be competitive in 6A, no doubt.
Pass over the middle complete for big gain and a first down. Charles Young, the third, with a completion, the catch at the 25, first down.
And a nice pass right there from Newell, right on the money for that completion, 15 yards.
Clock is under a minute to play. They'll have to run one more time for the Mounties. And Bill Smith and his staff, who he asked me to mention their names, I will real quickly as that pass knocked away, but just give credit to Darrell LeBeau, the offensive coordinator, who has a very interesting story on his own. He was at Pleasant Grove High School and at Miles College, and was the offensive coordinator at Bessemer City, ironically, which is a team that Shades Valley played. And when they made it a coaching change, Bill Smith went and got him.
How about that?
Also, you mentioned Darby and Todd as the defensive coordinators. Leonard Davis, coaching the tackles. Jared Bovillian, Matthew Partridge, Chris King, also coaching on that staff, along with Mike Burris, Maurice Belser, former Alabama player, and Craig Lehman, all coaches on that staff for Shades Valley, who I'm with you, Mike. I think this team will be a force to be reckoned with, particularly in the northern part of the state in 6A, as we should see our final play of the night. And Watley will carry for about 6 or 7 yards, and that should take care of it. Shades Valley scored all 27 points in the first half. Didn't need any more than that, as the defense did the rest. And they win it tonight, opening region play with a 27-0 victory over Center Point.
And again, Graham, you know, the one thing that Center Point can take from this is they dominated possession, especially in the second half. They did some positive things, on defense, and they can take that away, but they didn't score points, and that's something that Coach Benny Hall will bring up probably more than once to his team as they prepare for next week.
Keith Mixon with a couple of touchdowns tonight. Good game from the combination of the quarterbacks. They started with Newell and mixed in Rashad Louie, and both of them did a fine job. And then, of course, the shutout pitched by the Shades Valley defense. We'll take a quick timeout, come back, and wrap things up here at Center Point. 27-0, Shades Valley.
This week, we'll show you how to try your hand at striking it rich or just rolling a strike. Our story should make quite a splash because, as they say up on Smith Lake, you only live once. And since you only live once, why not spend some of your time making cookies? We'll show you how they bake them Selma Good down in Dallas County. Then we swing open the vault for a visit with a Navy vet who did her work in secret without ever going to sea. It's no secret. We want you to join us for Absolutely Alabama.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That changed my life.
At that moment, it hit me. This is why I joined the Guard. We're soldiers, always ready to protect our country. But we've also got communities. Family, friends, neighbors who count on us. I couldn't believe it. I just saved a life. Somebody from my hometown.
See what it means to be a citizen soldier at NationalGuard.com.
2/3 of drivers who died in car crashes chose to ignore this warning. Seatbelts save lives. Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
If you're involved in a car crash where a driver's been drinking,
you're 4 times more likely to die.
more people die when it's DUI.
A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
As your Alpha Insurance agent, I can help you customize a plan that'll save you money while still protecting your family.
Saving $10, $15, $20 a month makes a big difference for families.
We're able to give you a better product for a better price with better service.
I try to give the customers the kind of service that I want myself.
That has value. You can't get that online.
We have a great product, a great claim service, and it's a real value buy.
For the best agents in the business, call Alpha.
27-0, the final score. Shades Valley picking up their first regional win of the season. They improved to 3-0. Centerpoint drops to 0-2, 0-1 in 6A Region 6 play. And next Thursday night, we're right back in 6A action. We'll go to Region 8, though, as Coleman and Florence will meet in Coleman. And should be another great game, another ranked team with Florence.
I tell you, Graham, we've seen some good football teams here early. We've seen Spanish Fort. We've seen Carver of Montgomery. We've seen Opelika. We've seen Shades Valley tonight. And now
I think we've done every. Of course, you can always watch, if you're not able to see it on the television, you can go to pathtotheplayoffs.com and watch it there, and there are your rankings.
And the only team we haven't seen is Clay Chalkville, number 2 right there. But we have seen, out of the top 5, we've seen 4 of those teams already. And we'll see Florence next week.
We'll see Blunt late at the end of the year.
And Sarah.
So looking forward to all of these games. And, of course, we'll be here for all 10 weeks of the regular season as we bring you Thursday night touchdowns here on Raycom. That's going to wrap it up here from Centerpoint. Again, your final score, Shades Valley with a very impressive 27-0 win over Centerpoint to keep their record perfect at 3-0. For our staff, our camera guys, our producer, everybody, a great job. For Mike Peacock, I'm Graham Dunn. So long. We'll see you next Thursday.
You know, anytime you can get outdoors in Alabama and enjoy a day like this, it just makes you proud to be an American.
And speaking of being thankful, there's a program right here in Alabama called Forever Wild Land Trust that helps secure our public lands. So everybody has a place to go and get outdoors. Hey, don't just be proud of Alabama.
Get out and enjoy it. Forever Wild Land Trust.
At Baumhauer's, we're all about great sports, legendary food, and Southern pride. That's why we're serving up all your Southern favorites, like our tangy grilled fish salad, hot Bama Brown, and our famous wings. And it wouldn't be the South if it didn't have a little kick, like a homemade gumbo and wild Gulf shrimp and grits. And don't forget our mouthwatering desserts like Bama Nana Pudding or Strawberry Shortcake. So call the gang and put a little South in your mouth.
Out of 89 Renaissance hotels in North America, the Spa at the Renaissance Hotel in Montgomery was ranked #1 as of August 2014. Out of 358 Marriott hotels, the Spa at the Marriott Shoals was ranked #1. 3 other spas on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail also rank in the top 7. Clearly, world-class golf and the best spas for 2014 are in Sweet Home, Alabama. Call 800 Marriott to find out more.
2014 marks the 75th year our state parks have served the people of Alabama. During this Diamond Anniversary, you'll discover special events to celebrate this milestone. Hey there, Bob Baumhauer here. Whether you like camping under the stars or staying at a resort lodge, the Alabama State Parks specialize in amazing family adventures. Let's make this the best year yet. We depend on our partners, and just like these folks here, you can be a partner too by supporting our state parks.
Visit a park today!
Derek, what's with the scrubs? Shh.
She's going for it. It's gonna work. She's going for the burger. Stand back, everyone. I'm a doctor. Look, I got it. I'm a doctor. I got it.
Jack for more.
As your Alpha Insurance agent, I can help you customize a plan that'll save you money while still protecting your family.
Saving $10, $15, $20 a month makes a big difference for families.
We're able to give you a better product for a better price with better service.
I try to give the customers the kind of service that I want myself.
And that has value. You can't get that online.
We have a great product, a great claim service, and it's a real value buy.
For the best agents in the business, call Alpha.
2014 marks the 75th year our state parks have served the people of Alabama. During this Diamond Anniversary, you'll discover special events to celebrate this milestone. Hey there, Bob Baumhauer here. Whether you like camping under the stars or staying at a resort lodge, the Alabama State Parks specialize in amazing family adventures. Let's make this the best year yet. We depend on our partners, and just like these folks here, you can be a partner too by supporting our state parks.
Visit a park today!
At Baumhauer's, we're all about great sports, legendary food, and Southern pride. That's why we're serving up all your Southern favorites, like our tangy grilled fish salad, hot Bama brown, and our famous wings. And it wouldn't be the South if it didn't have a little kick, like a homemade gumbo and wild Gulf shrimp and grits. And don't forget our mouthwatering desserts like Bama Nana Pudding or strawberry shortcake. So call the gang and put a little South in your mouth.
Out of 89 Renaissance hotels in North America, the spa at the Renaissance Hotel in Montgomery was ranked #1 as of August 2014. Out of 358 Marriott hotels, the spa at the Marriott Shoals was ranked #1. 3 other spas on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail also rank in the top 7. Clearly, world-class golf and the best spas for 2014 are in Sweet Home, Alabama. Call 800 Marriott to find out more.
Hello, I'm Gene Solings.
And I'm Pat Dye.
You know, anytime you can get outdoors in Alabama and enjoy a day like this, it just makes you proud to be an American.
And speaking of being thankful, there's a program right here in Alabama called Forever Wild Land Trust that helps secure our public lands. So everybody has a place to go and get outdoors. Hey, don't just be proud of Alabama.
Get out and enjoy it. Forever Wild Land Trust.
Two-thirds of drivers who died in car crashes chose to ignore this warning. Seatbelts save lives. Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
If you're involved in a car crash where a driver's been drinking,
You're 4 times more likely to die.
more people die when it's DUI.
A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
Derek, what's with the scrubs? Shh.
She's going for it. It's gonna work. She's going for the burger. Stand back, everyone. I'm a doctor. Look, I got it. I'm a doctor. I got it.
Jack for more.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That changed my life.
At that moment, it hit me. This is why I joined the Guard. We're soldiers, always ready to protect our country. But we've also got communities. Family, friends, neighbors who count on us. I couldn't believe it. I just saved a life with somebody from my hometown.
See what it means to be a citizen soldier at NationalGuard.com.
This week, we'll show you how to try your hand at striking it rich or just rolling a strike. Our story should make quite a splash because, as they say up on Smith Lake, you only live once. And since you only live once, why not spend some of your time making cookies? We'll show you how they bake them Selma Good down in Dallas County. Then we swing open the vault for a visit with a Navy vet who did her work in secret without ever going to sea. It's no secret. We want you to join us for Absolutely Alabama.
Do you want to know why Long Lewis sells more Fords than anyone in Central Alabama? It must be the price. So we clearly marked every vehicle with your best price right up front. There you go, plain and simple. I'm Jeff Cook from Alabama for Long Lewis Ford Lincoln, Highway 150 in Hoover.
Everyone from Huntsville knows that if you've been hurt in a car wreck, you call my attorney, Alexander Sonora.
You know who to call if you've been in an auto accident. Your attorney, Alexander Shannara.
In Athens, we all know that if you've been in a car wreck, you call Alexander Shannara.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, you know who to call. Call me, Alexander Shannara. Remember, Huntsville, I am your attorney.
You know who to call. Your attorney, Alexander Shannara.
My son is going to college.
And I travel a lot. Will Legacy Credit Union still be convenient?
Of course. Legacy provides many free and convenient ways to manage your account, such as free mobile banking, online banking with bill pay, e-statements, and more. And with access to over 5,000 branches and 30,000 free ATMs throughout the nationwide co-op network, Legacy is always nearby. Make the most of your money, no matter where you are. Join today.
At Alabama Foundation Specialist, we know your home is your biggest investment, and it starts with a solid foundation. But sometimes changes in underlying soils can cause sidewalks, driveways, porches, and pool decks to shift and crack. AFS has a simple, inexpensive solution that lifts the slabs with expansive foam called PolyLevel. It's lightweight, adheres in minutes, won't wash out or shift. Don't replace it, raise it. For a free estimate, call AFS or go to afsrepair.com.
Hi, I'm Jeff Cook from Alabama. Did you know that Long Lewis has won more awards for customer satisfaction than any Ford dealer in the nation? Now that's a Dixieland delight. Long Lewis Ford Lincoln on Highway 150 in Hoover.
Dixieland delight.
Derek, what's with the scrubs? Shh.
She's going for it. It's gonna work. She's going for the burger. Stand back, everyone. I'm a doctor. Whoop. I got it. I'm a doctor. I got it.
Jack, for more. I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That changed my life.
At that moment, it hit me. This is why I joined the Guard. We're soldiers, always ready to protect our country. But we've also got communities. Family, friends, neighbors who count on us. I couldn't believe it. I just saved a life with somebody from my hometown.
See what it means to be a citizen soldier at NationalGuard.com. 2/3 of drivers who died in car crashes chose to ignore this warning. Seatbelts save lives. Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
If you're involved in a car crash where a driver's been drinking,
you're 4 times more likely to die.
more people die when it's DUI.
A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
This week, we'll show you how to try your hand at striking it rich or just rolling a strike. Our story should make quite a splash because, as they say up on Smith Lake, you only live once. And since you only live once, why not spend some of your time making cookies? We'll show you how they bake them Selma Good down in Dallas County. Then we swing open the vault for a visit with a Navy vet who did her work in secret without ever going to sea. It's no secret. We want you to join us for Absolutely Alabama.
Hello, I'm Gene Solings.
And I'm Pat Dye.
You know, anytime you can get outdoors in Alabama and enjoy a day like this, it just makes you proud to be an American.
And speaking of being thankful, there's a program right here in Alabama called Forever Wild Land Trust that helps secure our public lands. So everybody has a place to go and get outdoors. Hey, don't just be proud of Alabama.
Get out and enjoy it. Forever Wild Land Trust.
At Baumhauer's, we're all about great sports, legendary food, and Southern pride. That's why we're serving up all your Southern favorites, like our tangy grilled fish salad, hot Bama brown, and our famous wings. And it wouldn't be the South if it didn't have a little kick, like a homemade gumbo and wild Gulf shrimp and grits. And don't forget our mouthwatering desserts like Bama Nana Pudding or strawberry shortcake. So call the gang and put a little South in your mouth.
Out of 89 Renaissance hotels in North America, the spa at the Renaissance Hotel in Montgomery was ranked #1 as of August 2014. Out of 358 Marriott hotels, the spa at the Marriott Shoals was ranked #1. 3 other spas on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail also rank in the top 7. Clearly, world-class golf and the best spas for 2014 are in Sweet Home, Alabama. Call 800 Marriott to find out more.
2014 marks the 75th year our state parks have served the people of Alabama. During this diamond anniversary, you'll discover special events to celebrate this milestone. Hey there, Bob Baumhauer here. Whether you like camping under the stars or staying at a resort lodge, the Alabama State Parks specialize in amazing family adventures. Let's make this the best year yet. We depend on our partners, and just like these folks here, you can be a partner too by supporting our state parks.
Visit our park today!
Two-thirds of drivers who died in car crashes chose to ignore this warning. Seatbelts save lives. Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
If you're involved in a car crash where a driver's been drinking,
you're 4 times more likely to die.
more people die when it's DUI.
A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
Derek was with the scrubs. Shh.
She's going for it. It's gonna work. She's going for the burger.
Stand back, everyone. I'm a doctor. Look, I got it. Doctor, I got it.
Jack, 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 for more, more, more. I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That changed my life.
At that moment, it hit me. This is why I joined the Guard. We're soldiers, always ready to protect our country. But we've also got communities. family, friends, neighbors who count on us. I couldn't believe it. I just saved a life to somebody from my hometown.
See what it means to be a citizen soldier at NationalGuard.com.
This week we'll show you how to try your hand at striking it rich or just rolling a strike. Our story should make quite a splash because, as they say up on Smith Lake, you only live once. And since you only live once, why not spend some of your time making cookies? We'll show you how they bake them Selma good down in Dallas County. Then we swing open the vault for a visit with a Navy vet who did her work in secret without ever going to sea. It's no secret. We want you to join us for Absolutely Alabama.
Do you want to know why Long Lewis sells more Fords than anyone in Central Alabama? It must be the price. So we clearly mark every vehicle with your best price right up front. There you go, plain and simple. I'm Jeff Cook from Alabama for Long Lewis Ford Lincoln, Highway 150 in Hoover.
Everyone from Huntsville knows that if you've been hurt in a car wreck, you call my attorney, Alexander Shannara.
You know who to call if you've been in an auto accident. Your attorney, Alexander Shannara.
In Athens, we all know that if you've been in a car wreck, you call Alexander Shannara.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, you know who to call. Call me, Alexander Shannara. Remember, Huntsville, I am your attorney.
You know who to call. Your attorney, Alexander Shannara.
Meet Pete and Paul, twins so much alike, friends call them Pete and Repeat. But Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama treats them as individuals. Each gets a health insurance plan designed to meet his specific needs. One is a self-employed entrepreneur, the other working for a large company. After all, no two customers are alike, especially in Alabama. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama. We cover what matters. Find out how we can cover you.
2014 marks the 75th year our state parks have served the people of Alabama. During this Diamond Anniversary, you'll discover special events to celebrate this milestone. Hey there, Bob Baumhauer here. Whether you like camping under the stars or staying at a resort lodge, the Alabama State Parks specialize in amazing family adventures. Let's make this the best year yet. We depend on our partners, and just like these folks here, you can be a partner too by supporting our state parks.
Visit our park today!
Hi, I'm Jeff Cook from Alabama. Did you know that Long Lewis has won more awards for customer satisfaction than any Ford dealer in the nation? Now that's a Dixieland delight. Long Lewis Ford Lincoln on Highway 150 in Hoover.
2014 marks the 75th year our state parks have served the people of Alabama. During this Diamond Anniversary, you'll discover special events to celebrate this milestone. Hey there, Bob Baumhauer here. Whether you like camping under the stars or staying at a resort lodge, the Alabama State Parks specialize in amazing family adventures. Let's make this the best year yet. We depend on our partners, and just like these folks here, you can be a partner too by supporting our state parks.
Visit our park today!
At Baumhauer's, we're all about great sports, legendary food, and Southern pride. That's why we're serving up all your Southern favorites, like our tangy grilled fish salad, hot Bama brown, and our famous wings. And it wouldn't be the South if it didn't have a little kick, like a homemade gumbo and wild Gulf shrimp and grits. And don't forget our mouthwatering desserts like Bama Nana Pudding or strawberry shortcake. So call the gang and put a little South in your mouth.
Out of 89 Renaissance hotels in North America, the spa at the Renaissance Hotel in Montgomery was ranked #1 as of August 2014. Out of 358 Marriott hotels, the spa at the Marriott Shoals was ranked #1. 3 other spas on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail also rank in the top 7. Clearly, world-class golf and the best spas for 2014 are in Sweet Home, Alabama. Call 800 Marriott to find out more.
Hello, I'm Gene Solings.
And I'm Pat Dye.
You know, anytime you can get outdoors in Alabama and enjoy a day like this, it just makes you proud to be an American.
And speaking of being thankful, there's a program right here in Alabama called Forever Wild Land Trust that helps secure our public lands. So everybody has a place to go and get outdoors. Hey, don't just be proud of Alabama.
Get out and enjoy it. Forever Wild Land Trust.
Derek, what's with the scrubs? Shh.
She's going for it. It's gonna work. She's going for the burger.
Stand back, everyone. I'm a doctor. Whoop. I got it. Doctor. I got it.
Jack for more.
As your Alpha Insurance agent, I can help you customize a plan that'll save you money while still protecting your family.
Saving $10, $15, $20 a month makes a big difference for families.
We're able to give you a better product for a better price with better service.
I try to give the customers the kind of service that I want myself.
That has value. You can't get that online.
We have a great product, a great claim service, and it's a real value buy.
For the best agents in the business, call Alpha